YouTube. You gotta love YouTube. So let's try this again, and apparently this one's not being ghosted. So welcome back to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is once again Gary Beekler. I am once again in San Francisco, California, and I once again come to you from nerdrotic.com. Yes, I have a website, just in case everything goes to hell here on this platform. I do have a website, which is nerdrotic.com. And remember, folks, don't panic. In the great words of Douglas Adams, don't panic. Hi! Son of a bitch. YouTube. I should have looked before I started, and I would have seen that it was being ghosted. So again, probably because YouTube is on a skeleton crew, so I want to be understanding. I am very grateful for this platform and the opportunity it has provided to me to work my ass off and grow this channel thanks to you. Thanks to you. It is you guys putting the word out, telling everybody word of mouth. I don't do any advertising. And despite what some other YouTubers say, we do not, we being the hashtag the Fandom menace or anybody in any other hashtag, does not control the algorithm. YouTube controls the algorithm. It's just trying to figure it out. And I've made the very bad analogy that figuring out an algorithm is much like how Robin Williams describes figuring out a woman. The only man who truly figured out a woman died laughing. We love you ladies, though. It's a joke. It's a joke. Welcome to all the Modrotics. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all the members. And again, I tweeted at YouTube. Listen, they're on a skeleton crew. I don't know if there's much they can do about it. It seemed like the problem had gone away, but apparently it's still around. And it probably has to do with there being a lot of people on this platform right now. That's why this platform is probably, well, I know it's more important than ABC or NBC or MSNBC or Fox or any other of those channels. This is the most important platform because it has the great equalizer, the audience. So, welcome again, Darth Cerebus, Scottish Nerd, Jibba Jabba, Slots, Yorkshire Lad, Batmanuel. God, The Tick was such a great show. You know, The Tick was a great comic book, was a great cartoon, and was two great live-action TV shows. That I can't think of any property ever that has been that solid, that good in different mediums. It's too bad we couldn't save The Tick on Amazon. That was a solid show. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Ben Edlund is a genius. Every time he got on board of a TV show, he wrote some of the best episodes of Angel, arguably the best season of Supernatural. Anytime that guy touches a show, he makes it watchable. Did he do God, I know he did some stuff with Jar Jar. But yeah, anything that guy's running, watch it. It's probably going to be pretty damn good. And I remember him sitting in his little Tick booth at San Diego Comic-Con, and he still does that, by the way. He's still all about the Tick. Spoon! That's right. You know what? I have yet. Oh man, I don't want to get confused. I still have my old one up here, but I need to have my old one up here so I can get to those super chats that came in. So those are all up. Everything's fine. We'll get to those in a second, but we have to repeat some information because there's a whole brand. I'm not going to put the other one up on Nerdrotic Live. I'll probably make it a members only thing. So Ezra Miller got himself in a little trouble. I went over it briefly. Sorry again if you're hearing repeated information. We won't go over the Variety article again, but Variety has confirmed that that video was real. I went over it on the Inquisition Sunday night when the video hit, thanks to Tom at Midnight's Edge. He's on top of this stuff. Tom helps this channel so damn much. I can't thank you enough, my friend. He's practically a producer of this channel. So we saw the video. I thought it was real at the time, and I thought he was loaded. And I'm guessing he'll go to rehab. He'll go on an apology tour. And what I talked about in the now ghosted live stream was I feel like he's being protected And maybe that's what got me ghosted. I don't know, because he's part of the alphabet community. And I think that has offered him some protection. I think if he was not part of that community, he would have been canceled by now. I love consistency. That's all I like. I think I like fairness as much as possible, but I like meritocracy too. But I brought up, Miss Barr, who had a TV show on ABC. That was the #1 TV show, who still doesn't have a job. But, Ezra does. And Miss Turd does. And I would just like to see some consistency out there. But you know what? I do enjoy it when they do stuff like this because it points out their hypocrisy. And that is why the movie star just it's not that big a deal anymore. I mean, sure, there's still paparazzi out there and there's still TMZs, but it's not like it was even 10 years ago. Because we're seeing these people for what they are. They're real people. And there's a lot of good ones out there. I think it's John Schneider, the guy who was in Dukes of Hazzard, who played Pa Kent in Smallville. He's got a YouTube channel where he talks about like Dukes of Hazzard trivia and stuff. It's pretty fun. I like it. I like stuff like that. He's good on YouTube. And speaking of being good on YouTube, you're going to see a lot of Marvel creators coming on over here. They're starting to live stream over here. And I want you to give them that warm YouTube welcome. We also need to check in on the new Warriors trailer because I know it was creeping up to 200,000 downvotes. New Warriors trailer, checking it out right now. 907,000 views. Oh, there's Daniel Kibblesmith. Yes, we're at 199,000 downvotes for, and now I'm not I think it's against the rules to do that. So I'm definitely not recommending you do that. I mean, if you like it, definitely put a like on it. If you feel different, don't say anything. But I'm guessing, I've got to give a lot of credit to Marvel. I'm sure they're deleting comments and YouTube automatically deletes comments, but they're leaving the comments up. They haven't taken off the likes or dislikes yet. So props to Marvel for doing that. They probably don't care. That's my guess, is they don't care. So, I've been on the comic book thing quite a bit because it's I don't want to say it's interesting. It's tragic. It's also, there is some little schadenfreude involved and some justice involved with the comics industry toppling as quickly as it is. And reality has not set in for a lot of retailers. And I understand it's fear. And listen, I'm not dancing on any retailers' graves. I want all the comic shops to be open. Every single one. I want every single one to make it. I've offered it's not a lot, but I've offered $1,000 to a comic shop, and there will be a winner, and it will be announced tomorrow. We're going to have, I'm going to have Peter Samedi on Thursday, by the way, from Alterna. I just talked to him this morning, and he's coming on Thursday. And on Friday Night Tights, EVS is coming on for the first time. And I am fully aware of what that brings, and I'm totally okay with it because I know a lot of those people. So that's fine. I have no problem with that. As far as, the Comicsgate crowd, again, I talked about it in that last Ghosted live stream. That's something I've been watching since it started, pretty much. I think I came in maybe a month after it officially started. Englentine was doing videos on America Chavez, and Captain Cummings was out there doing his thing. Love Captain Cummings, by the way. Doug Ernst was doing this beforehand. Your boy Zach was in there, and I think Mika Curtis. I didn't see him a lot, but I know he was there. I know he was there. And Comics Division, my co-host for Friday Night Tights, has been there since the inception of the whole thing. So we've watched it evolve. We've seen the drama, seen it all. But you can't deny what the movement, how it started, is exactly what the Fandom menace was. It was a consumer movement, people from all sides of the aisle just going someplace because they had nowhere to go. All the comment sections were turned off. They were getting shut out of forums left and right. And these are forums that people have been part of for years, that I had been a part of. There's a couple of forums that I got kicked out of as a retailer. So at the time, it happens. And then you see this groundswell happen. And what Marvel and DC did was double, triple, quadruple down. It's something that Doctor Who was doing, Star Trek is doing. Star Wars was the one that it was much too late, tried to correct. But I think they've gone back. I think they've taken a major step back with the Let's Get High Karen Republic, which we will go over. I didn't do a video on it because I thought my tweet was good enough. I don't know how. I don't know if I could do Karen jokes for 10 minutes or even 8 minutes. But that's what it is. That one Jedi looks like all of my wife's clients from Marin County. That's why I mentioned that in my tweet. That would be a good skit. Someday that would be a good skit. If we can get a bunch of Marin moms dressed in Jedi garb. And it'd be proper because, Star Wars was developed in Marin County. A lot of my wife's clients live pretty close to Lucas Skywalker Ranch. And I've been there. I'm staring at Daniel Kibblesmith right now, and it's disturbing me a little bit. So we're going to get to you guys. I'd rather look at you guys. And I'm going to check and make sure I'm still... Yep. Still up there. That's good. Outstanding. All right. So I'm going to try to do these on time this week. It's going to be kind of tough, but I'm working my way towards it. And maybe by the time the lockdown's over, I'll have consistent daily live streams at the same time. But I got to record my own videos, and it's tough. But I will try. I know it's good to have a schedule. I know it's really good on the Moderotics. I hear you. Okay, I hear you. Astartes. I saw Astartes, Warhammer 40K people. I didn't understand what I was watching, but it's very good. And you know what? Be grateful that the SJWs and the NPCs haven't invaded your space, and keep it niche. You don't want any movies made. You don't want any TV shows made. It'll just ruin it, and you'll end up hating it. Just keep it niche, keep it the way it is. It's pure, it's perfect. And someday I would love to enjoy it, but it was very, very good. The fan made stuff, the quality is amazing, and that's the power of fandom. And that is a brilliant thing. So well done, Warhammer 40K. Passionate bunch of fans there. Some of the most passionate fans are obviously Warhammer 40K fans, DC Comics fans, way more passionate than Marvel fans. Sorry, Marvel fans. I count myself as one. DC fans destroy you on passion and loyalty. It's kind of like a family member, right? You'll fight all day with your sister or brother, but if somebody else gives them shit, you're like, you go nuts. That's a DC fan. They're a lot like Raider fans. The team can move out of a city. They don't give a crap. They don't care. They can play in Victorville. They'll still be Raider fans. So Marvel ordered pencils down on a third of their staff. We don't know what's been canceled. I have heard there's going to be more. A lot more. Car D'Angelo is the owner of Earth 2 Comics. I haven't talked to him in years. But he was nice enough to visit my store one day. We became friendly on social media. I saw him at a couple cons. I saw him at retailer summits. Really nice guy. Great comic shop owner down in LA. Please support his shop. He had the best suggestion. I don't know if he came up with it, but it's one of the suggestions I saw for the entire industry, which is pause the whole damn thing. Everybody put pencils down. Everybody hit the pause button. And let's, for once in our lives, as retailers, as creatives, as publishers, as distributors, let's get together and figure this shit out together. And nothing happened. People pause. People put pencils down. Diamond shuts down. And, Diamond, I want to be sympathetic to the workers. the guys and gals who pack up comic books. Maria Galiev, she still works in the credit department. I think it's John Broly. John Broly was my rep, if he's still there. All the reps, you guys are innocent in this, but Jeppy, the guy who runs it. I don't like the guy. I straight up don't like him. And it's how we had personal dealings through the time I was struggling. Now, my comic shop, I had to sell my comic shop because of my demons. I fell off the wagon. And my shop was doing well. The business was never better, but my life was not doing very well. A lot of stuff went to my head. I stopped going to meetings. I relapsed, blah, blah, blah. So I had to sell. I had a decision to make. I could have kept my shop was making enough money. I could have kept it going. But I wouldn't have been able. I had already gone to rehab and come back, and it wasn't working. So I had to sell my shop so I could, restructure my life, not lose my family, adult decisions. It was the right decision to make. It was tough at the time, but I would do it again, obviously, because things have worked out, put my life back together. But during that time, I had to file for bankruptcy because I had massive debt. All right. Again, is it a debt I could have paid off? Probably. But I filed for, my life was just in such disarray at the time. I needed to do something to stop all the bleeding. So I did that, and it sucks. It totally sucks. But I'm glad I did it. And I did the one where you pay people back. So it's chapter 13, I think it was. So I pay people back. But when you make this agreement, the people you owe money to, once the agreement is made, they're not supposed to try to collect debts outside of that. They're not supposed to hammer you. They're supposed to honor the agreement by law through a trustee, blah, blah, blah. Diamond always tried to get around that. They did some pretty dirty tricks towards the end. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about them, but they did some dirty tricks at the end. Like the last couple, for one, I had quit using Diamond completely when I was when I was going to sell my store. I just shut down the account. I'm like, I'm done. I paid him the last little bit and I'm done with the account. And my account was reopened up by the person who was buying my shop under my name, which could have gotten me in a ton of trouble with the trustee. If they had found out, they would have I'd have gotten in trouble. They didn't. Everything, by the way, it's a done deal now. So there's not much they can do about it. But Diamond would send me partial shipments and then charge me full pop. And by the way, I had to pay full pop when this account got started up again. I was like, shit. All right. Well, I didn't want it started up again, but it started up again. And I had to pay up front, and they would send me half my books. And, listen, the guy who was buying the shop was doing it so it would keep people coming into the shop. So it makes sense, I guess. I don't think it was done out of malice, but it did put me in jeopardy. And then on top of that, I was only getting half my books and they were charging me full pop. And I had to pay it. So it was ridiculous. But it's over with. I've dealt with it. I've dealt with my resentments over that through many steps. And that's my experience with Diamond towards the end when my life was crashing down around me. Again, of my own making. They weren't being honorable, we'll just say. They weren't acting like a business at all. So now they're in a situation where that's why I try not to laugh when they go to their publishers and they're all, this is how much we're going to pay you. It's not the full pop. It's like, sheer fucking hubris. Motherfuckers. If they knew what they did to me, to one shop, and I'm sure they've done it to other shops too, not crediting damages, shortages. I'm sure every shop has their story. For a long time, Diamond was really good. When they moved to this big freaking warehouse in Tennessee, that's when things changed for me anyway. And also, the publishers have some of the blame here too. Marvel and DC. Marvel in particular kept on sending us like wet comic books. Like they would print them and they wouldn't be dried off. So there was all this wavy covers and but the Diamond guys were grabbing them by the spine, right? So there'd be marks on the spine. Customers were complaining like crazy. I'd get 150 damaged books. Avengers Now #1. I had to call the whole thing in damaged. And Diamond was questioning me, and I had to send in pictures and all this crap. And it's just, it's Diamond. That's Diamond. That's what we had to deal with. And, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, towards the end when I was all drugged out and stuff, I was not the best retailer in the world, and I was not easy to deal with. I understand that, but this was happening to good guys and gals. And that's why a lot of shops aren't around anymore. My good friend Marilyn from On Comic Ground in San Diego, female-owned comic shop from 1994. The comic shop, I was so loyal to that shop, I would drive 40 miles. I had shops near me, but I would drive 40 miles to support her shop at the time because that was a big deal to have a female-owned comic shop, and I wanted to, she was cool, so I liked her, so I supported her. They treated her like shit, and she was the most loyal customer, and she had a great location, and the fact that her shop shut down was heartbreaking, and that was a few years ago. And then, of course, we lost Meltdown, and Mile High Comics backed out of business with Diamond, and that's why they're probably still around. And, of course, there is, I'm blanking on the name now, Golden Apple, which is a brilliant store down in L.A. Ryan owns that one. Diamond was, they didn't discriminate. They treated people like crap, but there's certain shops that had favor with Diamond. I would say that Brian Hibbs had favor with Diamond. Joe Field probably had favor. And that's nothing against them at all. Those guys were longtime comic shop owners, and they ran great shops, and they're still here, and they will be here when the lockdown ends. There'll be 2 that survive, in my opinion. But yeah, there was definitely favoritism. There was East Coast favoritism over the West Coast. We practically didn't exist. They took away our satellite warehouse and all this crap, So Diamond was a pain in the ass. They were a total pain in the ass because they had no competition. So they didn't have to innovate. Their computer system sucked for the longest time. Now, they did eventually improve it, but it took them years to do it. And they would throw us a bone once in a while and give us a retail summit in Vegas. I think they did it twice in the 10 years I was there. Any other time you had to go to Baltimore. So I'm not going to fly to Baltimore. So yeah, I have zero sympathy for the ownership at Diamond. They had every opportunity to improve this industry, show they're flexing their muscle now against Marvel and DC. Well, why didn't you do it sooner? Why didn't the comic shops do it sooner? Well, I mean, the hard truth is, folks, that I'll say half of the comic shops agree with Marvel and DC, the creatives in DC. That's their attitude towards their own customers. You get caught up in the scene, man. The comic books isn't an industry. I know your boy Zach calls it a club. I call it a scene. It's a scene. It's got a hierarchy, and there's definite gatekeeping. You have to think a certain way to be in with the creatives. Never wanted to be. Never. I don't know. I don't get starstruck by anything. That shit doesn't impress me. I'd rather hang out with the customers, and that's what I did. But that's the biggest problem is a lot of shops didn't step up because they agree. I mean, look at that one guy. We had a shop owner within the last last week, we'll say, threaten EVS with violence openly. And yeah, nobody called. I didn't see anybody disavowing. Did you see it? Anybody out there? Mikey Woods, are you out there? Did you see anybody disavowing at all? I didn't see any of that. I did see somebody posted a war campaign thing on this window, which was pretty funny. But the reason that comic shop owner, for lack of a better term, spurred out on EVS is not that he doesn't personally know EVS. And this guy used to own Comic Bug, so he had a bit of a reputation. I knew of the guy. It's what he heard online. It's what he read online. And this has been perpetuated for so long that people, I remember when EVS did that signing at the pizza joint and they got their window broken. I remember the whole Facebook incident with your boy Zach. Mark Wade flexed his muscle to try to intimidate a publisher. He succeeded, in my opinion, intimidating a publisher to not publish Zach's book, making Zach a lot of money in turn, still preventing Zach's God-given right to sell his shop, his comic in a shop. Now he could have, probably on his own, but that was too hard, and he made the right decision. I can honestly say that if I had a shop today, I would definitely sell every single one of those books. I mean, sorry, my motivation would be a middle finger to the industry, but I would definitely sell those books as a middle finger, and to help out the creatives. They're better off selling them on their own. Quite frankly, they cut out the middleman. I've never seen it as anti-shop. Again, a lot of shops are insecure. You got to believe in your shop. A great example is James Sim here in San Francisco. He owns Isotope. That guy's never bitching about digital. He's never bitching about comics going to 7-Eleven or Walmart because he believes like I do. He thinks, well, if we have more comic books out there, that would probably make more comic book fans. So the direct market has been its own worst enemy. It's made it too exclusive, and you can't grow an industry. And then it becomes a scene, and it's a laughable scene right now with a bunch of clowns running it. The management at Marvel has been a joke for a long time. I would argue that, Buckley and Brevoort in the early 2000s with Quesada were doing a good job. They did something really good. They built up a good Marvel Comics, but it went to their head. And I don't know if it was lack of oversight or what, but it's like they took the Beatles and turned it into a boy band like overnight. Because we were getting some really good comics in the mid 2000s from DC and Marvel, and something shifted at the end, and I guess it went to their head. And I think it had a lot to do with the crash in the 90s, and in the early 2000s, people were grinding. They actually wanted to be there. They weren't selling scripts. They wanted to make comic books, and they were trying to save their industry's life, and they did through creativity and unity in the fandom. Could you imagine any of these people making a Famous Date in September book right now? I mean, honestly, when they started coming out, I was a little surprised. And that was right before I opened up my shop. But hey, when I opened my shop, comics weren't back in any way, shape, or form. The only book that was selling in the hundreds for me, and I mean, I ordered 100 and put it on the shelf, was Batman Hush. Batman Hush carried the industry for a little while, and then things started improving with Marvel and with DC, and then of course New 52 came in and fucked it all up. But that's a story for another day. That is a story for another day. I saw that. I don't know why he did this, and after you watch this live stream, I highly recommend you go watch EVS's phone interview with Donny Cates. It was unbelievably bad on Donny Cates' part. I don't know. I mean, I guess he was trying. It probably should have been a private conversation, and it wasn't. And EVS did what I would have done. He told him, he said, "Hey, we're on a live stream right now." And Donny Cates like, "Oh, I want to have a private conversation." And EVS said, "Okay, let's have a private conversation tomorrow." And then Donny kept talking. So I think Donny wants to send out an olive branch, and maybe it's genuine, and I'm not against it, but I am not going to blame EVS, Richard, any other creative, John Malin, the creatives who haven't spoken up, who have been called horrible things just because they have one political view or two. And then a lot of things get conflated. So I said this in my last live stream. I'm going to say it again. The big lie that we get through Doctor Who, through Star Trek, Star Wars, comic books, is the conflation of morality with a partisan position. Okay? So, being anti-ist or phobe is not a partisan position. It's being moral. Okay? I don't think anybody who is an ist or a phobe has been a lifelong Doctor Who fan. That would be very hard to work out in your head if you're an ist or a phobe of any kind, being a lifelong Doctor Who fan, or a lifelong Star Trek fan, or a lifelong Star Wars fan, or Marvel Comics fan. But they did appeal to both sides on the aisle. They did have political undertones, overtones, whatever, in Star Trek and in Doctor Who, but it was very light and it wasn't preachy. But mostly, every time the argument comes up of comics have always been political. They've always been anti-war. They've always been against isms. They've always looked out for the little guy. They've been anti-bullying. I'm sorry, is bullying a partisan position? Nobody likes a bully. Maybe there's a different view on how you react to it. I think we've all been bullied. I was bullied when I was a little kid, and I handled it. And I felt like I was better for it. And I didn't handle it by running to the teacher or letting myself get traumatized. I handled it by fighting back eventually. That's how you handle those stuff. But I think it's the view, not the bullying itself. But it's not a partisan position. Being anti-war, you're insinuating that the other person's for it. No, that's not a political position. It's a moral position. So quit conflating that BS. And what's happened with comics and Doctor Who and Star Trek is that it's become a very almost niche, elitist, partisan position that is being used because none of these people actually believe it. None of them. They might like to think so, but it's vanity politics. It's vanity causes. Chris Chibnall wrote Rosa so he would get positive attention. He didn't write it to actually enact any change, create any conversations, because then he would have tried to write a real episode. That's called exploitation. Damon Lindelof did the same thing with Watchmen. And he felt like he was protected because of the issues he took on. And for the most part, they are. Now, things that worked in 2015, things that worked in 2017 aren't working so much anymore. Give me a second. I got to turn on my studio lights. Apologies, folks. Give me just a minute. The sunlight has gone away. There we go. There we go. That's better. So, that's the bottom line with this argument. I watched multiple interviews with Kelly Sue DeConnick, and I'm like, ooh, what's worse, Star Trek Picard Season 1 or Kelly Sue DeConnick interviews? I have no problem with feminists existing and speaking at universities. I have a problem when they come into comics thinking they've got it figured out. Because, if I came into comics as a lifelong comic fan, I don't think I have it figured out. I think I have a point of view. But no, she's got it figured out. And we've been wrong this whole time. Captain America has always been an SJW. That's my favorite one. Captain America has always been an SJW. Because he's always looked out for the little guy. SJWs don't really do that. SJWs use vanity causes to shame other people while telling you in the same sentence a lot of times how enlightened and empathetic they are. But they use somebody else's strife, and it's usually, well, you know, a young white woman or man using somebody else's strife and experience they wouldn't know. And I'm not saying I know it either, but they definitely don't know it. And use it to shame other people, and then in the same sentence, tell everyone how good they are. It's just called cutting through bullshit. And if they just got back into the business of making comics and entertaining people and stopped thinking that they were some kind of scholar or academic, that they're going to make people uncomfortable and I might win a Pulitzer Prize writing Captain America, and who knows, the way the academic hierarchy goes, they probably would give Ta-Nehisi Coates a Pulitzer Prize for Captain America. Showing how meaningless that award is. I mean, Michael Chabon won one. And I just watched his writing for Star Trek, I said Star Trek Discovery. Well, it practically is. Star Trek Picard, season 1, which is hot garbage. And right now, that's the running title for my review. Just beating out Star Trek Picard's a piece of shit, but I don't think that would do very well for the algorithm. All right, we're gonna jump back and forth between super chats here. We're gonna get to you, and we are gonna go over a couple of articles. Before we start that, let's just take a little peek at the Westworld ratings real quick. Westworld. Speaking of getting woke and going broke, we'll be on this briefly. Westworld was a good TV show in season 1. It was prior to the Time's Up Me Too era. Then season 2, because they had 2-year breaks, season 2 came out and they rewrote the show for the Time's Up Me Too era. And then it sucked. And it remains the best example of something that started out prior to this era, showing that there was a line of demarcation. There was a line that was crossed. Things were better a few years ago, and Hollywood has gone downhill. And I will remind Hollywood that since AMC has filed for bankruptcy, you have a lot less theaters to show your films in. That sounds very eerily similar to the comic book industry right now. And I'm not joking when Hollywood could be in the same position. You're going to see a thinning out of studios. You already have, because they were buying each other out. Well, it's going to happen again. And, well, it's definitely going to happen with comic books. So the ratings they're not doing so well, folks. This is a show that used to get 2 million people watching it overnight. Yes, I know times are changing, but we are on lockdown right now, correct? So you think that people would be watching the show. Well, it turns out they aren't. The 18 to 49 demo it finally went up, but that was after a 67.42% drop. And it's down to 0.21. Now it has 779,000 people watching overnight, a show that cost millions of dollars. Now HBO will spin that the digital crowd is, you double the number, so it's 1.5 million. Well, they had 2 to 3 million people watching this show before, and now it's half the audience. Does this sound familiar? I hope it does. Audiences are rejecting this shit now. Thank God the normies are coming around, folks. The normies are coming around, and they're not going to put up with this shit. Not now. Not now. And this was happening before. So, Terminator Dark Fate, Charlie's Angels, Birds of Prey were the movie industry's Snowflake and Safe Space. Were the movies industry's Gotham High, which, by the way, released today digitally. And oh yes, I'm going to read it, because I hate my eyes and I want to damage my brain some more. But Westworld is cratering, folks. It's not doing so well, and it should be by all accounts. So it might get canceled. It might get canceled. HBO Max is AT&T is massively in debt. And Warner Brothers and AT&T were two companies that were in debt that decided to merge to be in mega debt. I don't know. Disney did the same thing with Fox. And yeah, they are, and CBS did the same thing with Viacom. And they're all in trouble right now. And I'm hearing all kinds of crazy news about Star Trek. I don't know if it's any of it's true. I've heard Star Trek Discovery season 3 is it. But you know what? I'm going to wait till I see it in Variety or Deadline but that's a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. It doesn't even matter. Make 6 seasons of Star Trek Discovery. It's never going to get good. And it's just going to damage Star Trek forever. Robert Levito for $1.49 sends a nerdicorn, the phallic symbol unicorn, of course. Brie Larson's Unicorn Store is a story of a girl wanting to buy a penis. Huron, the Steadfast, for 20 Canadian dollars, and he just donates. He doesn't have anything to say. Huron, if you're still here, please say @Nerdrotic in the chat if you got a question. Emperor, and thank you very much. You keep the lights on here. I mean, right now, this is sole source of income for the Nerdrotic household because my wife's salon is shut down right now. Somehow they managed to tell Mrs. Nerdrotic that her job is non-essential. Emperor Billy Ritchie for $1.99. Gary just watched Rock and Rule last night. Awesome. Yes. Oh my God. Haven't thought about that for a while. I bet you all are catching up on stuff. I've been thinking a lot about heavy metal lately. I'm looking for a good collection of heavy metal magazines. I left mine at the store. I'm so bummed, man. I don't know. I'm a weird niche comic collector. I like my superhero books, but I really love property books. I took the time to collect all of the IDW Doctor Who comics with all the variants, all the Game of Thrones comics with all the variants, and I left them at the shop. And I was allowed to keep those. It was part of my personal collection, but once the deal was done, I wasn't going to go back and ask for them. I was like, yeah. And my heavy metal magazines I left at the shop too. The Kelvington for $10. Hail Gary, I'm looking into buying my local AMC theater and turning it into an art house or a self-isolating theater where you put $1 in and a window raises and you see a bit of a movie. LOL. Yeah. If the buildings were affordable, well, I couldn't buy one here in California. Well, I am buying shit right now. But my dream has always been to buy an old theater and turn the front end into a comic shop. And we're always playing superhero movies or Saturday morning serials, or, the Batman ones and the Captain America ones. And you pay $1 for popcorn, and you go in there and you hang out and you watch the movies and buy comics. A man can dream. Robert Levito for $1.49 again with the unicorn and heels versus babyface. What's up, man? I was watching you bagging and boarding earlier today. How are you, my friend? Everybody subscribe to Heels versus Babyface. It is a brilliant channel, is becoming quite a regular on Friday Night Tights. And last Friday's Friday Night Tights was an all-timer with Critical Drinker and and Jeremy and Odin and Comics Division. They all brought their A games. It was great. And of course, we had the Doomscock incident. And we also shipped Dana Schwartz and that lasted like 3 hours. Hashtag Denaz. Grendel fan 84. Grendel, right on. $4.99. Hey, Gary, the Gotham High comic book is out today. The Cringe. Oh, The Cringe. Yeah, I can't wait to read it. Yellow Flash told me that. Yes. Robert Levito gives another nerdicorn. Thank you very much for the $1.49. Scottish Nerd for £2. I want entertainment, not propaganda. Exactly. But you're going to get propaganda because that's what you need. We're into giving the audience what they need, not what they want. You know what? If you're Stanley Kubrick, you can say that. If you're Chris Nolan, you can say that. If you're George Lucas, you can say that. If you're Steven Spielberg, if you can say that. If you're Kelly Sue DeConnick, if you're Ta-Nehisi Coates, if you're Alex Kurtzman, you better give the audience what they want. because you're not talented enough to even make a statement like that. Just because your mouth can form the words doesn't mean you should say them. Did you hear Donny Cates on EVS last night? How amusing. I don't think Donny Cates understands Twitter and his platform as, I don't think Cates understands Twitter and this platform as turf. He does not understand YouTube. And neither does Sean Gordon Murphy. I was watching that video earlier too. I wish him all the best. I like Sean Gordon Murphy. I think he's in a rock and a hard place, and I think some unsolicited advice to a brilliant comic book creative who doesn't cause any trouble, who had to back down and bend the knee, and that was a little disappointing. Don't do that. Sean Gordon Murphy, you're Sean Gordon Murphy. DC needs you more than you need DC. You can go out on your own and crowdfund for the rest of your life, and you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. DC needs you. If there's no Curse of the White Knight or the Murphyverse or Batman White Knight, there's a big hole at DC. Because that's the only legit Batman right now. Yeah, we need one of these creatives to sack up and just say, screw you. If a Tess Fowler comes after and gets, oh, Sean, that just is a bad look. Tess Fowler comes after you. That's a badge of honor. You just go, who are you? Big timer. I'm not usually a fan of that, but I would do that in this case. I'm sorry, Miss Flower, Tessa Thompson. What's your name? You're entitled to your opinion, but go take a hike. Lasange for $5. Here's to more coffee to keep you going. Cheers. I have my holiday Starbucks mug that I'm drinking Pete's coffee out of. And Mrs. Nerdrotic has just arrived. Maybe she has a Pete's coffee for me. Oh, that'd be so great. Thank you, Lasange. Fizenthorpe for $20. You are really ungrateful. We've never had so much Star Wars and Star Trek material to consume, and all you can do is complain. I hope you undergo consumer re-education classes soon. Joking, Gary. Love you. Stay angry. Of course I know you're joking, Fizenthorpe. Re-education is something I think they think seriously about. There would be a time I would call that conspiratorial, crazy. Not anymore. I just wanted to say thank you for your videos and especially the chill streams. It's helping more than I could say during this crazy time. Stay safe. And that is from Malakot63 for $5. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And I will keep the streams coming. And yes, we will do one chill stream a week where we don't talk about culture war and we just talk about stuff we like. Or whatever comes across your mind. And we don't, of course, talk about the thing that shall not be named. Meta. Kate Mulgrew as Columbo. She was Mrs. Columbo. Kate McGrew. 200-watt studio for $2. That would be meta. It would be. Kate Mulgrew is crazy. I saw her at, The Casual Gamer. For Canadian $20. Can you please watch Astartes parts 1 through 5 with us? It's 12 minutes total, with the last one being 7 minutes. It's more than just a fan now. It's some of the best sci-fi you'll ever see in cinema. Okay. Would love to see your thoughts. I saw it. I thought it was really cool. But I'm not into Warhammer. So, I'm sure if you're into Warhammer, it's like, oh, brilliant, But yeah, I'll watch it again with you sometime. Sure. Why not? Matthias Hernandino for $20. SJW's obsessed with race and representation. Heroes must act like them. I'm white. Two of my favorites are Blade and Spawn. Black men don't need to change heroes into women, POC, etc. to love them and aspire to their heroism. I love Blade and Spawn. I am a big Luke Cage fan. I'm a Black Panther fan. I was reading Black Panther back in the day. You don't need that. That's utterly ridiculous. When we were kids playing superheroes, we had little white boys playing Black Panther. Yes. And Brother Voodoo. We had our little, I was Captain America. You have your trash can. If you were a Silver Surfer, you had your skateboard. Your trash can lid. Captain Spire for $2. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. With that logic, then only women watched Buffy. Buffy had a huge male audience. Here comes the Pete's. Bless you. Bless you. She really is the best wife in the world, ladies and gentlemen. To Mrs. Nerdrotic. Oh, it's so good when it hits your lips. Gary, coffee box delivered. Finally, enjoy. Captain Spire. She just brought it home from the P.O. box. Thank you, Captain Spire, for the $2 and the coffee. Bless you. You are literally fueling the show. Ed Caron III for $10. Huge fan, Gary, and think you're a crucial part of the Fandom Menace. Wow, thank you. We love and appreciate everything you do. What happens when the thing that shall not be named is lifted, but people still don't support the box office? What's happening in the comic book industry is foreshadowing to Hollywood. You want to talk about a habit being broken, the habit of going to see movies. Now, I think there'll be a run on that stuff. Some of the stuff I'm hearing, we can't talk about the thing that shall not be named, but we'll just have to see how things play out. Movie theaters, I don't know how any theater or comic shop can survive. I don't know. Hand shot first for $5. Looks like Ezra Miller's career is over in a flash. If I could fit it in the title, I would have put Ezra Miller's Flash Snyder Cut exclusive footage flops or chokes. That would have been bad taste, right? But that's what you got to think about when you're titling a YouTube channel or YouTube live stream. But I thought, I didn't think it was probably a good idea. It didn't go over very well. And he's screwed. He's absolutely screwed. Or is he? Is he getting every benefit of the doubt that maybe Roseanne didn't get? I'm thinking it's you or me doing that. We lose our jobs. If I did it, if I got caught doing that, and if any YouTuber, I'm talking 500 subs up, gets caught doing that and YouTube catches wind of it, they'll probably cancel your channel. So that's nothing you and I would get away with. I have a feeling that he's being a little extra. Well, I pretty much know. I don't have any factual evidence of this, but just being an observer of life, he's being protected right now because he's part of a community that's considered marginalized in Hollywood. And he is he's absolutely being protected. And then I floated it out there speculating, maybe he's got some dirt. I don't know. Who knows? What do you guys think? Do you think Ezra Miller has dirt on people in Hollywood? I mean, he seems to be very popular amongst a lot of producers. If you know what I'm saying. I'm sure you do. Apparently, life comes at you like a choke slam if you're pregnant and wear turtleneck sweaters. That's the thing, TC. I didn't want to say that. Oh, I think I did say it on the live stream, and I didn't. I don't mean to be rude to the young lady. I don't. It doesn't matter if she was provoking him. It doesn't matter. You just flat out don't do that. And I know there's people out there saying, and you wouldn't be wrong in saying this, okay? I don't mean to sound like I'm riding both sides of the fence here, but there's a lot of call for equality out there. We want equality, but when something like this happens, like, whoa! It's like, I get you, but he was taller than her, but I was wondering if she was pregnant, but I was like, I don't want to sound like a dick. I mean, maybe she was just heavy, and that's fine too. I have no problem with that. If she was pregnant, oh shit. That changes the whole thing. But I don't think she was. And if she was, I like, if you're watching this in the future and we find out later, I don't know. I just watched the video. We can watch it again if you want, but I covered it on Sunday night on the Inquisition, and my initial reaction was his career's over. But then I thought about it a little bit, and I went, no, it's probably not. It's probably not. Hi, Gary. I just wanted to drop some support. I've been enjoying your content for a while now, and I thoroughly appreciate your insights. Stay safe. Nerd Cookies, thank you for the $5, and I appreciate you being here. I do. I appreciate your guys' insights because they're much better than mine. And that's what carries a good live stream, is a good chat, a smart chat. The CW Flash looks better. Nicholas Horton for £2. Always has. Always has. If that show didn't go full on SJW by season 3 and just turned into cringe, I'd still be watching it. I liked it at first. I thought, Grant Gustin, I thought he's a good Flash. But no, before the incident, Ezra Miller sucked. I didn't like him. I am a fan of Release the Snyder Cut. I don't think Batman vs. Superman and Justice League and Man of Steel are great movies, but I own them all, and I've watched them, and I enjoy parts of it, and I really like Ben Affleck as Batman. Stay York is a member at the proto-molecule level. Welcome. And Endores is a member at the Geologia level. Welcome. Proto-molecule is from the Expanse. Geologia is from the Orville. Welcome. 14 Barber for $2. Hail. Been watching London Real with David. Odd. London Real. Oh, London Real is, he does interviews, right? Why is that came across my radar once? I don't know why, but yeah, he's just an interview show, right? Yeah, things must be interesting now. Sassy Marie for $5. Does anyone else think Ezra Miller looks like Jennifer Lawrence when he's made up? I haven't noticed that, Sassy, but I'll look again. Have we ever seen them in the same room at the same time? Scottish Nerd for £2. Just noticed you're getting ghosted. Boo. Yeah, I noticed it too. That's why we restarted the stream. There's a rumor that Hulk is going to sacrifice himself for She-Hulk. That's how they're going to get rid of him in phase 4. Says Jen for $5. Would not be surprised at all, because it's time for the men to step aside. Step aside, man. We're going to start acting in all your roles, and we're going to make the same amount of money. If we don't, you are an ist and a phobe. Forget suspension of disbelief. Forget verisimilitude. Forget source material. You know what? I thought about this with the Columbo thing. They're going to remake Columbo with Mark Ruffalo, apparently. Columbo was a good 70s TV show. Mark Ruffalo would have been somebody I would be happy about in 2015. Not now. Screw Mark Ruffalo. And then they talked about gender swapping Columbo. That's like, I originally didn't care, and now I really, really don't care. But then the actress and Mark Ruffalo started joking back and forth, and Mark Ruffalo said, oh, I want to play Agatha Christie. And there will be a time, sooner than later, where men are going to be, and not just, it'll be all men, will start playing female parts and vice versa. They're going to start doing that shit. They're like, Dustin Hoffman as Agatha Christie. It'll happen. It'll absolutely happen. And that's when Hollywood it's already getting lame. Hollywood isn't forever. These things are not forever. TV has been a part of our lives. So it just feels like this constant, like scripted television will always be here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we're going to get more into interactive entertainment. Maybe, there'll be a breakthrough with gaming where it's more accessible to more normies. I know the gamers are going to hate that. You can still have your games, but as far as entertainment, like it's a light game, I don't know. It's something you're involved in, where you're involved in the story. I'm just spitballing here. That might take over. Who knows? Who knows? Or maybe people just want to watch live streams. It's kind of all I want to do. But I'm not going to think the world thinks like I do. I'm not like an SJW or an NPC. I'm not going to think that my point of view is the right one that everyone should adhere to. And if you don't, I will destroy you. I'll be your producer. My fee is a roll of Andre's Norwegian luxury 3-ply toilet paper. Well, Robert Levito, that is like, Mithril right now. Thank you for the $5. I don't know. Robert, I do need a producer. I really do. Once again, the response from the comic shops has been amazing. I offered $1,000 to a comic shop. First one that contacts me with the business license that I can verify will win it. Winner will be announced tomorrow. I sincerely wish. I mean, it was the hardest part was going over the emails and reading all the stories, and I wish I was rich and I could give every single one $1,000 or pay your rent for 6 months. I wish I could. That was the hardest part, but I got the range. I've got, hey, I don't agree with a single word you say, but I'm going to ask for this. And you know what? That won't factor in the decision whatsoever. I don't think I'll give one to if Atomic Basement Comics emails me, nah, no, you can't threaten members of this platform, which are practically my coworkers, and I can't do that. But it was a wide range, and they're hurting right now, and it sucks. It sucks, man. Sean the Geek for $2 Canadian. Gary, you ever read Isaac Asimov? I did a long time ago, and it was very good. Visionary. Josh Krushek for $4.99. Judge people and hold them to the standards that they hold you. They would not hesitate to cancel someone else. Josh, you're absolutely right. Everybody else will be canceled. I don't think, this might not be a popular opinion. I think he should suffer consequences. I think he should probably get his ass sued. I think he should not be on Flash, but I have very selfish motivations with that because I don't want him ruining Flash. I like the character of Flash, and I think he sucks. I think the costume sucks. I think everything about it, him being involved, sucks. And I never thought it would get made. And apparently that movie was supposed to come out when Captain Marvel 2 was supposed to come out. You want to talk about a singularity of suck. We did a vid on movies going to streaming. I suggest it, said Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark for $2. Yeah, it's not going to be able to make enough money. Tom, they're just, do the math. Do the math. They would have to charge $100 a movie to make half of what they would make in the theaters. It's just not there yet. The infrastructure is not there. Enough people. And then as soon as it hits the internet, it's free. So you're losing millions of dollars with that, millions of dollars. So there's no way. It's just like streaming can't save comics. Streaming will not save Hollywood. It will be a stopgap. It's if you're making a TV series, sure. But as far as being an alternative to the movie theaters, we're not there yet. We're close to getting there, but we're not there yet. Robert Meyer Burnett made the example of the Manny Pacquiao fight, which was $90 per, and that was the biggest pay-per-view event ever, and it made $400 million. They need $1 billion. They need $1 billion. Now it's less to make. It's less, you're not missing the cut from the theaters. I understand that part, but yeah, definitely watch Midnight's Edge does fine work. Check out the video. And we will be there eventually. They're going to have to be because the theaters are just too expensive to run. But no AMC, man. Wow. Now they just filed for bankruptcy. They could get bought out. I don't know. I know people want Amazon to come in and swoop in and buy them. I want you to think about how Hollywood has treated Amazon and Netflix, keeping them out of movie theaters and all that dirty trick shit. If Amazon and Netflix are going to get involved in Hollywood, I know they're making deals with the unions, but eventually they'll break them. Those are two companies that don't want to deal with unions. Do you think they lied when they said comics would be a test group for the Karen Jedis? Simple Tom for $5. No, I don't think they did. I think they wanted to, the Karen Jedis are coming and it'll be fun to troll. But honestly, that's your Star Wars now, ladies and gentlemen. That's your freaking Star Wars. I I don't know what to say. I genuinely feel bad. Well, not really, but let's just pretend I found an emotion that can produce some sympathy for Star Wars theory and those Star Wars channels who have been very hard, not on me personally, but they've been very hard on some of my friends. So when people are hard on my friends, you know what? I kind of take that personally. I do. So when somebody, rags on Jeremy, or somebody makes a video about, Mahler, or rags on Jeff Hicks, I'm going to have their back every single time. I'm just that kind of guy. So I don't feel that sorry for them that they're going to have to spend their entire day talking about Karen Jedi and trying to defend it. And it's so on the nose bad. It's coloring book bad. The description for Karen Jedi was like a coloring book description. And that is the future of Star Wars. It's sad. And, my favorite part, I tweeted about this. I swear it was an accident. I don't subscribe to this person. I'm not into this person. But I came a Star Wars theory video started, and he was talking about the High Republic, and he said, the story of the High Republic starts with an event. And that event it's a cataclysm called the Great Disaster. The Great Disaster. Now, I don't know how long you've been around this channel, but you might have noticed that damn near every single one of my Star Wars videos had the word disaster in it. And so did everybody else's. So to let you in on a little secret of the algorithm really liked that word. Don't know why, but it did. And it was because it was accurate. Disney Star Wars has been an utter disaster. So for the High Republic in the story and in real life to come from the Great Disaster is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. And the funniest thing about it is the people who came up with that don't understand why it's hilarious and never will, because they don't think Star Wars is a disaster. No, so it's not trolling. It's not trolling. It's not tongue in cheek. They truly don't understand. Kathleen Kennedy, if she had just not taken Lucasfilm, she would have gone down in history as the greatest female producer of all time. Now, you don't get to choose your legacy. I talked about this in my Game of Thrones videos. Dan and Dave, will they be known for creating early on one of the most successful fantasy series of all time, or will they be known for crashing and burning said fantasy series? Kathleen Kennedy will now forever be known as the woman who killed Star Wars. And Frank Marshall, one of the greatest producers of all time, will be Mr. Woman Who Killed Star Wars. Sucks. I knew both of their names when I was 10 years old. I knew everybody's name on the credits for every freaking movie that Spielberg or Lucas was involved in. They were rock stars to me. Frank Marshall was a rock star to me. Like, we cheered for him when we saw him in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was great. Stellar Heather for $2. Are Patreon mods allowed here too? Yeah, I will rent you afterwards, okay, Stellar? But I'll make sure to. Yeah, I will coordinate it. You don't have to. You could have just asked me that in DM, Stellar. Thank you for the $2. Jason McCuston for $2. Hail once again from Dagobah South. Hail. Hail Dagobah. Roy McClurg. Speaking of Dagobah, do check out Memology's latest video on the Karen Jedis. It's pretty funny. Roy McClurg for $49.99. Thank you, Roy. I greatly appreciate it. Wow. Generous. Hi there, Gary. Take care of your family. Keep giving us the correct information. Thank you for the wildly entertaining content. I'm glad it's entertaining. Wow. It's nice to get the feedback because, listen, it's just me in a room. I see names. I see chat going up. But my poor neighbor, who could probably hear everything I say, because here in San Francisco, although I have a yard and a side yard, it's like this big. And yeah, so when he's smoking, I can tell. And when I'm podcasting, he can tell. Thank you, Roy. Thank you for the $49.99. I really appreciate it. I appreciate every super chat. It is keeping the lights on literally right now. And thank you all. And I know a lot of people are going through some uncertain times. I'm here to tell you, don't listen to the fear mongers. Take this very seriously. Listen to your healthcare professionals. But even healthcare professionals are partisan in these times. So find one you trust. A lot of you probably trust your doctor. And watch out for the partisanship. This is the last time we need that right now. We do not need that. We need everybody to just freaking drop that for a little while. If we could just pretend, if the politicians could just pretend and drop the partisanship, and you know what, everybody in entertainment too, just while this is going on, that would be really nice. And just look out for your better man. But I'm an idiot for even mentioning it, so never mind. But yeah, just take care of yourself. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. This isn't a super volcano. It's not a meteor. It's serious though. It's serious. I don't want to sound like I'm minimizing it. It's very, very serious. But you just take care of yourself. Did you watch the disaster of Kate's talking to EVS? Christopher Arcella for $2. I did. And I highly recommend you check out that video when we are done here. It's on EVS's channel. I don't know why he did that. I'm talking about Kate's, not EVS. He called in. They had a brief conversation. And EVS mentioned that, hey, maybe we should take this private because I'm on a live stream right now. You know, he let him know. And Donnie agreed to go private. And EVS goes, okay, yeah, let's have a private conversation. And then Donnie keeps talking. And he knows he's on a live stream. And it's like, whoa, wow. But yeah, do check it out. Do check it out. Because I think Donnie just showed the cards of the Marvel creatives. That's what I took out of it. They're scared. And I don't want to like... Listen, I'd love to gloat. I'm fucking pissed at them. I am pissed at them because they did ruin comics. They did ruin the industry. And there's no fixing it at this point, folks. There really isn't. That time passed a long time ago, but now they're willing to talk. Before I even got into the fray, there were YouTubers who tried to talk with them, who tried to sit them down, bring them on the channels, and tried to talk to them. And you know what they did? They'd play all nice on the channel, and then they go right back out there and put the knives back in the back. Does that sound familiar? There's a lot of YouTubers doing that. That happens to Jeremy quite a bit. Jeremy will sit down with that and talk to anybody, tries to work stuff out, and then people go off and they, throw the daggers back in and make videos and stuff, which is fine. You're allowed to do that. But it just shows your character. That's all. Christopher Arcella, thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed it. For all the wrong reasons. Joseph Nash for $2. Thank you for keeping us entertained, good sir. You are quite welcome. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Ryman for, it took me a minute there because you spelled your E with the 3 and your A with the 4, but I get it for $5. Correct. I am not getting notified on YouTube, and, Westworld Season 3 isn't bad. I just pretend it's Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles done right. Yeah, you said that last time. Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles was done right. And it's horrifically bad. Westworld last episode was horrifically bad. It had one good episode this season, but it's predictable. It's woke. I don't mind robot women kicking the shit out of men. Doesn't bother me, but it's too robot. It's everybody. Every man is a weakened fool, duplicitous. It's woke storytelling. It's evil man, duplicitous man, weak man. Yeah. And then you have 6 variations on that. It's like revenge porn, and that can be well done, but the biggest problem is Evan Rachel Wood is your lead now, and she has 0 range. So I highly disagree, but thank you to Super Chat. Sarah Connor Chronicles, I highly recommend. That's a good show. Robert Levito for $1. Thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate it. Potato on a Quest for $4.99.
Hail, Gary. Been a quiet listener of your channel for some time. Busy schedule means rarely catching you live. Any recommendations for Bronze Age comics? Oh my Lord, do you have 6 hours? I kind of got to know what you read, but I am a big fan of Marvel Premiere. Loved Marvel Premiere. It introduces a lot of weird niche characters, Marvel supernatural thrillers, Marvel team up. I like all the weird. Marvel Team Up's not a weird book. But Marvel Premiere is my go-to. I also enjoyed Son of Satan and Power of Warlock. Okay, Jim Starlin's Power of Warlock is brilliant. Some of the best Thanos, some of the best art you will ever see in comic books. It's pure 1970s. It's great. The entire bronze run of Conan the Barbarian. The entire bronze run of Conan the Barbarian. Doesn't get better than that. As far as superhero books, Fantastic Four. That is your number one go-to. Go right to Fantastic Four. I know it's like on the nose, but the 70s Fantastic Four was the shit. And as far as DC is concerned, I would say the first thing I would go to is Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and Batman. Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil's Batman were the shite as well. And I'll think of more. As time goes on. Eldritch Cursed Lord. Did I say that right? Eldritch Thrust Lord for $2. And he says, cool. Well, cool to you. Thank you. Thank you for the little emoji there. Loquacious Primate for $5. Hey, Gary, sorry to remind you again, but now is a good time to remove Loquacious Primate. Are you emailing me as Loquacious Primate? Because I searched Loquacious Primate in my email and I could not find it. So you don't have to send super chats. You gotta email me and put Loquacious Primate, big capitals, okay? And I'll get to you, but it's because I haven't found your email. And if it's your email name, you guys got to make sure your handles match your name or put your handles in there. Because a lot of times I'll get you said I sent you an email and it's from Bill Smith, and I didn't know your name was Bill Smith. So just reply to my email, CC Mrs. Nerdrotic if she's handling it. Yeah, she will be handling it. The Zardoz for $100. Please use this as you see fit. However, if you can add it to the comic shop fund, that would be great. Keep up the good fight against the new religion cult of political identity correctness / wokeness, and I will. It's the new religion, folks. Thank you for the $100. My God. And yes, I'll put that towards the comic shop fund. Depending on how long this thing goes, I plan to add another comic book shop to the world, but it will not be one that sells new Marvel and DC and Image garbage. I'll probably sell like Dark Horse and Alterna, but it'll be a vintage comic shop. It'll have vinyl. It'll have toys. It'll have coffee. And you might even be able to get your hair cut once in a while there. That's right. And depending on how big the place is, there will be like a mini theater in there too. Brian Snell for $2. Can Ryan Gosling? Can we get? Oh, sorry, you spelled it as one word. My bad. Brian Snell. Can we get Ryan Gosling as an older Wally West yet? He'd be better than Ezra Miller. Although I'm not the biggest Ryan Gosling fan, but I don't know. Who would you get to play Flash? Lee Anthony Davis for $1.99. Gary, you are a great creative. That's why I follow. Wow, thank you. Again, I appreciate it. Lee, you are a brilliant member of this. I hate to use the word community, of this realm. We'll call it a realm. That's good. Well hung and dung for £2. Donny Cates' appearance on EVS show. Thoughts? Cringe is the first word I think of. Cringe. Absolute cringe. I don't know what he was doing. He kept on going. I mean, listen, I go, okay, but he was like, And I'm not over exaggerating that. That's what he was doing. I don't know if he was Donnie, bruh. A lot of people are going to see that. A lot of people are going to see that. The internet is forever. I don't think he understands this platform. And the Joe Casadas of the world and the Gail Simones and Mark Waid, if you're thinking about it, Dan Slott would never go on YouTube because he'd have to show his apartment, which I'm sure is an absolute mess. This is not your world. I repeat, this is not your world. Celebrities who want to come here. Some of you get away with it, but if you want to come here now and start like live streaming like this is not your world. Learn it. Don't think you can roll in and you'll get that extra, you'll get a nice big bump of subs because you're a celebrity, but you got to maintain it. And hey, everybody's welcome here. But you got to remember that a lot of people are mad at you. Gail Simone, Mark Waid, anybody who backed up this stuff. You know what? People tend to get pissed when they're called a Yahtzee and they're called an ist and a phobe. It's a horrific mark to put on somebody. But you threw those words out like they were nothing. And now they are nothing. Now they are. Now people wear them with a badge of honor. They don't even care. Yeah, I have had my face photoshopped on top of Yahtzees. Both Doomcock and I have. I don't even care. It doesn't even bother me. By the way, my kid saw that. So who's the good guy in that one? I'm just saying. I'm saying I don't like a TV show or comic. You're taking the time to Photoshop other people's face on Yahtzees. Who's the good guy in that? Think about it. That's a moral quandary for you. Ooh, yeah, it was bad. Rama for 100 pounds. Listen, a good meme is a good meme. Okay, that's one thing. I don't mind that. Memes make the world go around. But if you're doing that, thinking you're like striking a blow against isms and you're making the world a better place, no, you're not. Well, there is a 40K TV show in the works, and unfortunately, Marvel has the 40K license, and we fans don't want to see what nonsense they put out, especially now, Raman. That is terrible. And why hasn't Marvel done anything with it? That shows you how stupid they are. Maybe they don't even know. That means Disney has it. The one big change you're going to see in this, folks, Marvel will lose its autonomy. Marvel will lose its autonomy. It's too precious for Disney right now. It's everything they have. The one thing they have that's working is the MCU. They need the MCU more than they need their parks back, and they need the MCU. Richard Cotton is a member at the proto-molecule level. Welcome, Richard. Thank you. Thank you. Orlando Perez for $5. Purchase season 1 and 2 of the Orville digitally on Amazon for $4.99 each on Sunday. One of the best purchases you can do. Yes, Orlando Perez. Yes, you can. Oh, are they each? That's a good deal. Digitally, you can get the Orville for $4.99 each. I highly recommend it. Go do it. Yeah, do it. Seth MacFarlane does not attack fans that I know of. Him and Robert Meyer Burnett are a lot alike. They definitely come from one side of the aisle, but they respect the other side. That's all we ask, comic professionals. That's it. That professional part of your name, act like it. That means opening your mind that you might not be right about everything. And you know what? They might not be right about everything. And maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. And maybe you can agree on most things and not worry so much about your disagreements. Because I don't care what a comic book writer's opinions are or his thoughts are on any issue. I honestly don't. You draw funny books. I don't think you're qualified to talk about policy. And I don't either. You notice I don't talk about it because I'm not qualified to talk about it. I would be talking out my ass. That's exactly what you're doing, comic book artist, comic book writer. You unless you're a lawyer, and even then, you're out of practice. Forget the policy. Draw your funny books. Enjoy your life. Be grateful. Be grateful. You're drawing comic books for a living. But instead, you want to complain about the country where you're drawing comic books for a living. But now, hope you have a trade. Trades are going to be very important. You know, it was very hard to get people in vocational schools recently because the economy was so damn good. And now it's going to be the most important thing we have. Vocational schools. Learn a trade. Become a mechanic. Become an engineer. Comic book artists. You know, you guys might have the mind for it. Tesla's dying for engineers. How about Hero Headquarters Comics and Toys near Denver? I like them better than Mile High. That's where I got my full-size ET. Ryman, they are better. Mile High is a good comic. Well, listen, it's been around forever. I don't like the owner at all. Like, at all. I don't really want to get into why I don't like the owner because it's kind of it's a taboo topic here on YouTube. But I'll insinuate this. I want to preface by saying, those of you in the alphabet community in the chat, you're always welcome here. Never had a problem with you, ever. None of us do. None of us do. We have a problem with you being used for fake virtue signaling. Now, members in that community, who is the owner of Mile High Comics, he runs pageants for youth, for kids. I have a serious problem with that. Serious problem with that. No, it's not pageant. Sorry. It's like a reading program or something like that in full costume. I don't want to get into it, but do a little research and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah. That I don't like. Not a fan. They did something like that at my kid's school and my kid didn't go to school that day. Call me old fashioned, but, yeah. And that's why my kid's going to a Catholic school. Cardinal Sin for $2. Greets at Nerdrotic. Salutations to you and the chat. Cheers. What people do as adults, they are free to do, and I fully support it. I fully support freedom of expression. You can identify however the hell you like. I have no problem with you ever start messing with kids. That's where I start to have a problem. Kids are too young to even conceive that. We were all kids at one time. And yeah. Croman 4 is a member at the Geloja level. Cronin. Welcome, Cronin. Thank you. 200-watt studio for $5. Recently went through lots of my 1998 through 2002 Marvel Comics, unbagged and boarded. Great condition, but I forgot how good those few years were. Then shite. Yeah. My God, they were good. There was some good stuff, dude. I kept it all. My favorite thing from the 2010s, I guess it's the aughts or whatever the hell you call it. My absolute favorite thing was Annihilation. That whole thing. And at the time, I didn't even read it because I was reading Civil War, because Civil War came out at the same time and I prioritized Civil War. And Civil War had such a disappointing ending. It actually ended in Captain America 25, which sucked. And a lot of people were pissed about that, Marvel. But Annihilation was going on at the same time, and they brought back Warlock and Nova and Guardians of the Galaxy. And it was a way to keep all the cosmic superheroes kind of out of the Civil War thing, right? And it was a better crossover. So if you guys want to read a good trade, get it digitally, get it secondhand. Annihilation is brilliant in every way. What is the happy middle ground for Snowflake and Safe Space? They suck hardcore, but I am interested in the idea of gender non-characters. How about you reboot them while keeping the concept? XYZ Rob Zombie for $10. You could keep the concept if you want, but it can't be your first concept, or it just becomes a virtue signal. I don't know why it's important to have a non-binary superhero. And maybe they exist. You know what? First things first. Power. You got to have this. You have to have the concept for the superhero. So you're not thinking about what kind of packaging they have. You think about what's their power set? What type of a hero is it? Do you have an interesting power set? And how can we relate that to the character? And then if you make it part of the character and it's genuine, sure, fine. I'm open to it. I don't care. But honestly, romance, sexualization in Marvel and DC comics is not that necessary of a thing. And if you need to see yourself when you're reading a comic book or a book, if it's that important to you, and I'm talking about for the lower percentage stuff. I'm not talking about skin color, okay? Of course, comic books need to be diverse. I don't care. That's fine. Make new characters and put the time into those characters. Make them genuine. Stop the gender and race swapping. Create new characters. That shows that you actually show respect towards that community or those people in those groups. Sorry, those people in those groups. And you know what? Build a genuine character and show effort. You know, slapping a pre-used label on, we'll use Doctor Who, for example. Making the Doctor a female, a well-established male character over decades, was a lazy, superficial, crap move. And it was inherently sexist. And they realized that. That's why they had, instead of making a new character or making a new show, and you know this comes down to money, folks, they decided to ruin the canon of the 50-year history, and now Doctor Who is in an absolute crisis, and they are desperate to get their fandom back together again, and I believe that they'll probably undo it after Jodie. It'll be too late. I'm already gone. I don't give a fuck what the BBC does to Doctor Who. I am going to chronicle its demise. Oh, believe me, I'm going to watch it, but I'm not giving you a penny. You're not getting a penny of my money anymore. And you used to get so many of those pennies. You used to get a lot of those pennies. You know, a lot of people in this chat, a lot of people you've alienated, BBC, Marvel Comics, Disney, those are the customers you want, not these idiots that you're pandering to. You want Mikey Woods, Jacob King, Agent Zero. You want me. You want the guy or gal who's going to spend $40 to $100 every week at a comic shop. Every time you drop a Blu-ray, they're going to buy it. DC animated, buy it. Sight unseen, buy it. The Mary Sue doesn't do that. People at the Mary Sue don't do that. Tumblr doesn't do that. They sail the high seas, watch it for free, make a GIF, and share it. And they don't even watch the whole thing. They watch it on their phone. That's who you're pandering to. Me? I'll buy 2 versions because of packaging. I have Blu-rays that I'll never watch because I have already owned them because of the packaging. Because I'm a dorky fan. Agent Zero for $5. It's not that Marvel doesn't care about comments. I doubt they still have the money to pay the support staff to do anything about it. That is a very good point, Agent Zero. I think I agree with that. Why is being ethical a political position? Jacob, it's because it's not. You're right. Ethical, being moral. They consider it a political position. It's the argument I hear every day. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a video right now where one of the response is, Doctor Who's always been political. He's always been against genocide and war. For one, he said he. I caught him on that. And yes, he has. He has. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. I don't know anybody who is pro-war, wakes up in the morning, calls and goes, Gary, my God, I can't wait for there to be a war. Man, we need a war. I can't wait to go out and marginalize some people. You know, get a cup of coffee and start a war. It's childish conflation. And you're right. It's ethical. Jacob, that is a word like empathy. Creatives have heard. They put it in their stories. They don't know what it means. Integrity. Integrity. How about a word like that? Integrity comes with professionalism. And we're throwing out words they don't even consider right now. The only word they're thinking about right now is survival. Who the heck does she think she is, Kelly Sue? The sheer fucking hubris. You try to sell a product for fuck's sake. Guess what? No one bought it. Her wish was granted, says Darkstar76 for $5. Yeah, hey, that's old audio, but I needed to dust it off. A lot of great comic book critic YouTubers have put that in their videos, and I highly recommend one in particular is Just Some Guy. Just Some Guy is a brilliant YouTuber. Insightful. I would go as far as to say, as far as intelligence goes, put him with the Critical Drinker and Mahler for what he covers for comic books. I don't think I'm over exaggerating with that. Same with Doug Ernst. Andros for $3 says, how's it going? It's going good. Andros, how's it going with you? It's going pretty good. Mike for $1.17. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. So yeah, I watched an entire John Campea live stream today. I did. I love Robert Meyer Burnett. He's great. I don't get it, folks. I respect the man. He's got a smooth operation going over there. He's got a huge following. Some of the stuff he does is really smart. But in the same live stream, I heard, I love Ezra Miller and I don't like Blade Runner from the same person. And this is also a person who loved some pretty bad movies. BB Meyer for 25, we'll say pesos. Spoon! Exactly. I was talking about Tick earlier. Thank you, BB Meyer. Daniel for $2. How did you like the Heavy Metal 1981 movie? I loved it. Freaking love the soundtrack. I love the movie. I don't care if it's rotoscope. I don't care. Had a half-naked woman riding around a beast and chopping heads off. That's music to my ears and to my eyes. And I talked about it earlier, Daniel. I'm missing my collection of heavy metal magazines right now. Type O negative for $3.99. Just donating to the cause. Thank you, man. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to keep going, folks. Live streaming every day. Hopefully I'm helping a little bit. I want to know I'm doing some good in the world. You are definitely helping me. Psychologically, and always you're helping me and my family and my kids, and they are grateful. Mrs. Nerdrotic is grateful. I love the fact that you guys are talking to her now and following her on Twitter, and that's great. I think it's brilliant. She's having a good time. We did not expect this to happen. Well, not the times we're in, but the channel. It was a bit of a surprise. Ever seen Counterpart? Amazon, J.K. Simmons, Aaron, $26.86 for $2. That's funny. And the reason it's funny, I don't mean to laugh at you. I was one of the earliest voices trying to get people to watch that show. If you search on my channel, Aaron, you will find Counterpart interviews. I reviewed damn near every episode live. Nobody watched it. It got canceled. Season 1 was just brilliant television, and it got rushed in season 2 because it was getting canceled. J.K. Simmons at his absolute best, and I'm counting Oz with this. Counterpart. It's a 2-season. It wraps things up. It's good. It's good entertainment if you want to take your mind off things and see a really interesting concept done well. So the concept is, it's a spy drama done in a Cold War era style, done in modern times. Scientists from the Cold War accidentally made a copy of our world. That's right. So everybody has a copy, and it's up to a certain point. So it didn't make a copy of all the past and the future. It made a copy, starting, I think, in 1991. After 1991, everybody has a duplicate. So if you're born after that date, you don't have a duplicate. No, wait, if you're born before that date, no, how'd it go again? I think it was born after that date, you don't have a duplicate. That's right. If you're born after that date, you don't have a duplicate. And these two worlds are aware of each other, and they studied each other to see where things converge, because they start to drift. Because at first, it was just a mirror. Everything was the same, but then something happened, and it started drifting. The one thing it does, though, that bugs me, it's got the strong female lead bad guy, and here's the fundamental problem with that. And we're going to talk about verisimilitude for a second here from Robert Meyer Burnett. Here's why it doesn't work. When you're talking about spy underground thugs, straight up thugs, where brute strength matters, weapon skills matter. I mean, like, you have to be strong, agile, powerful. In the criminal world, sometimes listen, there's the godmother. I understand that, but she had a lot of muscle. There's rarities, but usually in the criminal world, you got to be strong, or you got to have a lot of sons, brothers, a powerful husband, or be part of a family where you're, like it's a matriarch, basically, which can happen. It can happen, but it wasn't believable in this case. And they had this, again, if you're going to cast these female head of crime or ist cells, cast a big woman. I mean, that's it. I mean, if you want to make it believable, it needs to be female. Well, then don't cast a model. I'm not gonna buy the 110-pound model kicking the shit out of 300-pound dudes ever, unless they have superpowers. And she did not have superpowers, so it's just and it takes me out of it immediately. Cast a big woman. They exist, they do. Where was it done right? Game of Thrones. Stay York for £5. Now watch Counterpart. It's the shit. Hail Gary, did you watch the now banned David Icke interview I sent you? What did you think of his theories? I have not watched it yet. I will. I know a lot about that guy. I do, because I'm really into, it's a hobby. I'm into paranormal, what I like to call woo-woo stuff. I go to UFO conventions and stuff like that. I don't necessarily believe everything, but it's fun. I enjoy it. SCC Physics Proof for $1.49 sends a Nerdicorn. Thank you for the Nerdicorn. Joseph Nash for $2. You all did the Dr. Evil laugh at Doom's cock. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh my God. That was so funny. We lost it. It was, it's hard to even convey. You'll have to watch it on Friday Night Tights, but we all got the giggles, because Az was talking, he was trying to refer to a Doomcock video, and he said Doom's cock, and instantly we just had the vision of Doom's cock in our head. And it could be, I was thinking of Dr. Doom's cock, but other people were thinking, like, if actual Doom had a cock, what would it look like? And then we just started laughing like a bunch of 12-year-olds, and it was funny. Atomic Half-Lives Matter for £2. Is Voldemort the only thing in the air? Danaz, hashtag Danaz ship. Oh, Danaz. We need to ship Danaz. Danaz, which is Dana Schwartz and Oz. I say Oz, Az. I say as like I'm saying ass. I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to say his name, but I'm American, so, forgive the ignorance. SJ Almighty for £5 says, keep it up. I will. I promise I will. Lonnie Holcomb for $5. $5. Gary, is AMC bankrupt? I looked, didn't see anything about it. Have you got a link? I was going off of a live stream, I heard. Let me see. Yes. Here we go. This is from, let's get to a legit website. Well, this is not legit, but here we go. All right. So you didn't, Lonnie Holcomb, search AMC. Yeah, I'm sure you saw that, right? So this is from Yahoo. I don't want to display it because it says the C word that gets you demonetized. But maybe I can do it without showing the headline. Here we go, real quick. This I was watching. This comes from the news. I originally heard it from Campia. So here we go. But this is Yahoo. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Shite. A majority of southwestern Pennsylvania's movie screens could remain dark even after the you-know-what break. Financial analysts say AMC, the nation's largest theater chain, might be forced to permanently close as a result of the you-know-what. S&P Global has downgraded AMC's credit rating to default imminent, with little prospect for recovery, further placing into doubt the future of the company that had a $5 billion deficit at the end of 2019. AMC Theaters has been closed since mid-March because of the outbreak, and AMC officials have said they might not reopen until June. S&P believes that projection is overly optimistic, while there is a high degree of uncertainty about the rate of the you-know-what. Some government authorities estimate that the peak will occur between June and August, S&P analysts wrote in their outlook. We expect AMC Entertainment Withholdings theaters will remain closed beyond June due to the impact of the global you-know-what. We do not believe AMC has sufficient sources of liquidity to cover its expected negative cash flows past midsummer. AMC operates 634 theaters in the United States and Canada. Its Western Pennsylvania include all that. So again, bankruptcy imminent. So it's not officially filed, but S&P Global has downgraded AMC's credit rating to default imminent, with little prospect of recovery. Now that's not the Inquirer. That's not, this is S&P Global. That's real news. So there you go. There's your link, buddy. Jhando4 for $5. Yo, Gary, you really got to read that new Gotham High. I heard it was made of unicorn poop and salty SJW tears. It was. And I am going to read it anyway, because why not? But I promise I'll follow it with something good. The release the Nerd Accords. Thanks for Twitter. Thank you, Draco Argentius. Oh, shoot. Hang on. There we go. Thank you, Big Daddy MRI, for $1.99 with a big thumbs up. Right back at you, buddy. Renegade God Malice for 20 Swedish krona. This is how it ends. This is how Marvel Comics dies. Yep. Renegade, this is how Marvel Comics will not survive this. What comes out of this is a greatly reduced comic book industry, which will be pretty much a book industry. So comic book stores will have to shift into one of two things. Mainly, with variations, of course. A bookstore or a boutique. I would rather go boutique. Bookstores are bookstores to me. I mean, they're great. I love them. We need to have them. We have tons of little mom and pop bookstores here, which are fantastic. Brian Hibbs will survive it because he's been pretty much prepared for this for the longest time. Rebecca Gold. What's up, my man? What's up, Ian? For £5. Coffee on me, mate. Let them have Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, etc. Time for new creations from non-woke filmmakers. Yeah. It kind of is. This is our time to shine. This is your time to shine because the indie sphere has never been Well, I mean, do it right here on YouTube. Don't put it behind a paywall. That was one thing I saw Sean Gordon Murphy talking about. Pro tip again, because you like that term, Marvel creatives. You don't roll onto YouTube and then go throw your shit behind paywalls. Like that, it doesn't work like that. Live stream for free. Create a community. Get an audience going. And yeah, get a good microphone. The drop of truth for $5 Australian, and no comment, but thank you. A drop of truth. Fame Bright Studios for £5 and a drop of truth. Thank you very much. If you have a question, please feel free to hit @Nerdrotic and put it in the chat. I'll keep my eye on it. Fame Bright Studio for $5. Comic book stores are done. Crowdfunding and direct sales are the way. Hopefully more cons and meetups will make up for the social aspect. Yeah, Fame Bright, I seriously considered just touring at Comic Cons. Like doing a pop-up once in a while and just touring Comic Cons as a job. And I still don't hate that idea. I like it a lot. I know some people find cons miserable. I freaking love them. Always wanted to know, is the Space Girl in your logo taken from the Jean Garad Mobius illustration? The Jean Garad Mobius illustration. A drop of truth for Australian $5. The truth of the matter is that it was subliminally inspired by that. Because when I made that, well, I didn't design it. I was in on the design. So that character was created by my wife, Mrs. Nerdrotic, and Derek Robertson, the artist of Transmetropolitan and The Boys, and designed her with some input from me. But that input was definitely heavy metal and Mobius influence, for sure. She's a full-fledged character. I haven't talked about her, but she's a full-fledged character. She drives a space Spitfire. She flies a Spitfire in space. It's very Tank Girl-esque, but it's old school. The whole concept behind her is old school. She smokes. But she's still a woman. And she was created, again, years ago by my wife, but then that drawing was done 10 years ago. There's 2 drawings of her. There's 2 drawings, only 2. And Mark C. made one. I got to get it. He did a great job on it too. Sorry, Mark. I got to give you cheddar for that, by the way. And yeah, maybe if somebody wants to make a book about her someday, I'll lay out the whole story for you. It's pretty cool, I think. I don't know. But it's very, very much Tank Girl meets heavy metal. Yeah. Meets Doctor Who. Son of a Wolf for $5. Ezra Miller is a chode and an awful Flash. All hail Gary. Yeah, he's terrible. I think Warner Brothers is just trying to make themselves look good because they are going to be, imagine Hollywood firing somebody in the alphabet community. Come on. Nowadays. And you know why? Because he'll come out and go, you fired me because I'm an alphabet community, which disrespects the alphabet community completely. It just jumped on me. Give me just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, just a moment. By the way, we had over 3,200 people watching at one point. We have 1,300 likes. Thank you so much. And we still have 3,100 people watching. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing okay. Dang it, I hate when it jumps on me. There we go. Ruffalo will be Lansbury in Murder, She Wrote, says Zero Duality for $2. Yeah, that would probably be a better cast. He'd play it. Ruffalo is a perfect example of somebody who smokes too much synthetic weed. James Andrews for $5. Kudos for the life raft you're sending out to the comic store. Thank you. Yeah, it's my pleasure. I wish I can save them all and give more. But what I won't do is tell other people how to spend their money. I'll call people out who try to tell people how to spend their money, like Donnie Cates saying, hey, Chris Evans. It's like, bro, don't tell Chris Evans how to spend his money. Nobody should be doing that. Yeah, they're rich people. And you know what? The rich people they're gonna hire people when this is over. We need rich people. Absolutely. Because say if you take all their money, then where are we going to get more? Think about it. Free market, private industry will rebuild this shit faster than any government could. Period. Adriana Escobar for $5. Thank you. Thank you very much. That tells you why the comic industry was dead. There is an appetite for comic books. The Indiegogo campaigns proved it. Proved that even in numbers of thousands, you can generate hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit. So what's the comic industry doing wrong? Well, everything. They're not getting the best talent because they want to choose their talent based on their political beliefs, not their talent. So they'll take a Tess Fowler or some guy who draws stick figures and freaking 3D traces 3D models over a John freaking Malin. A John Malin who would sell you books. And honestly, I mean, it's, John Malin shit-canned his career with Marvel. And EVS did that with DC as well. Like, they could never go back. And it was the best thing that ever happened to him. Probably. It doesn't make it any less scary, especially if you have dependents, but it just doesn't make any business sense with the comic. That's what frustrated the hell out of me is they would just make these dumb decisions. I mean, right down to like killing Captain America when you got a Captain America movie coming out. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? 2 questions. Are you excited for the upcoming Wheel of Time TV series? And have you read the Malazan Book of the Fallen series? It's epic. I have not, and I am. I am excited to see Wheel of Time if they do it right and they don't gender swap a bunch of shit and make it woke. But, and listen, I'm fully expecting there to be a little bit of it. If there's an acceptable amount, it's fine. But yes, I want to see it. I haven't read the books yet. I've tried, and it just, I don't know, it hasn't grabbed me yet. But maybe I'll try. I haven't tried it as an adult. Well, I tried it as an adult before, but it was like 10 years ago. John Ellis Bush for $1.99. Great, The Great Disaster. How creative. I know. I'm glad Lucasfilm had 20 people in a room who were handpicked based on their skin color. And I'm not surprised that the only thing they came up with was Karen Jedi, The Great Disaster, Diversity Twice, and a dinosaur. But there are a bunch of YouTubers who want to defend this shit like it's real. And listen, I know you're watching. You watch every one of our videos. I know you're watching. And I heard your argument. You don't know what it's going to be like. It was just a description. Bruh, I know what it's going to be like. I've seen this story before 1,000 times. How many times do you need to be wrong? I mean, how many times? One, I guess one more. Okay. Tough guy. Man, I came close to breaking my rule. I came real close. I won't, but I came close. Because I do not, I am making a video on a very large YouTube channel, but it's about their argument, not them. But I almost straight up went after somebody because they were going after a friend of mine, not me, a friend of mine. Pretty hard. Talking long shit. And you know what, though? My friend was like, I don't care. So if he doesn't care, I ain't going to care. But I almost came in there. I almost broke my rule. Would you like to see Joaquin Phoenix as a live Elric? Yeah. Fuck yeah. I would love to see Joaquin Phoenix Joker versus the Ben Affleck Batman. I think that would be fucking epic. Take my money. I don't even know why they mess around with Batman in movies anymore. I'm sick of it. I want a Batman TV series. Take the same people. Take Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, everything about it, the aesthetic, everything. I don't love the suit, but whatever. The one time they got a Batman suit right is with Batfleck. So I would love to see a TV show, a straight up detective based with the full rogues gallery, a Bat Cave that's fully operational, an Alfred, Lucius Fox, everything Batman in his prime. We're always at Batman Begins or Batman Ends, or we're in a side Batman story. And the one time we get kind of a comic accurate Batman, it's in a hot mess. We have not seen anything even close to the real Batman. And listen, I've heard your arguments. There's a million different versions of Batman. There's a core version of Batman who's wearing a gray and dark blue or black suit. I prefer the yellow, but I'll give that up. Who is wearing a costume, not a bunch of fucking armor. He's not Iron Man. He's Batman. He's got a belt. He's got a Batmobile. He's got a little sidekick named Robin. He's got a butler named Alfred. And he's got the best rogues gallery of villains in the history of time. And honestly, the most accurate comic representation we've seen outside of the animated series is the fucking 1966 series. And that was a joke. But at least we had an operational Batcave and a badass Batmobile that went 35 miles an hour. Yeah, don't get me started on Batman. And now the argument is we've seen Batman too much. It's time to retire the white male Batman. It's like we haven't even seen him yet. We haven't seen a proper Batman yet. We got close with Batfleck. Got real close. He was a good Bruce Wayne. Proper. That's what he looks like. Hail Gary, how many Daleks do you have? Have decided to start collecting, and now I have 4. Think I'm rooting for them instead of Doctor. Yes, I'm a Dalek fan as well. Justin Doyle. Justin, I have 100 over 100 Daleks. Action figures. I don't have any place to put them right now, though. I'm working on that. I'm probably going to hang some from the ceiling. The casual gamer for Canadian $5. I am Snowflame. Every cell of my being burns with the white hot ecstasy. Cocaine is my god, and I am the human instrument of its will. This is Snowflame right here. That's a version of Snowflame. Snowflame is an actual DC villain who is a cocaine-powered supervillain. Look him up. He is the answer to Snowflake and Safe Space. Ryan Champ for $1.99. Hey, Gary, did I miss you Super Chat catch-up stream? No, it's been recorded, Ryan. You won't miss them because I put them on my alternate channel. So every one of my live streams, everything I do live gets exported over to Nerdrotic Live. So make sure you're subscribed over there and you'll get the notification. I recorded it yesterday and it will be up tonight, probably tonight. Thank you for asking. Jeff Pfeiffer for $5. If Hollywood dies, do you think that movies will be made in several hubs, not just one? Some are made in Ohio or elsewhere. I don't think Hollywood, the town, is going to die. I think the companies are going to die, and because you can't replace that infrastructure at all. So Amazon or Netflix will go in and just buy it up. Yeah, because that place, the infrastructure there is unbelievable. I mean, I was on one of the little studios, and it was impressive. It was impressive on the Fox studio. So somebody will buy it out. It'll always be here in California. If California lost Hollywood, holy shit, that would be bad. It's a big time industry for us. I mean, it really has turned into, it used to be a fun little thing we had. And now our state really relies on those tax dollars. One thing I will say, no tax breaks, no freaking bailouts, no bailouts for AMC theaters, no bailouts for Disney, no taxpayer bailouts for entertainment, period. I always appreciate what you have to say about the comics industry. I'm working on my own original comic book and I just want to entertain people. So coming here helps me gain some perspective. Oh, it's a Trap Productions. Thanks. We just listen, and you're right. So many of us are just going, hey, Hollywood, comic shops, or not comic shops, Marvel, DC. I'd like to keep giving you money. I like the characters that you own. I don't like the people who are in charge of these characters, but I like the characters you own. So please sell them or do these characters right. Because as a fan, a lifelong fan of these characters, there's something I know that you don't. There's something I know that you don't. That these characters won't last forever and you will destroy them and you will not be able to rebuild them to what you need them to be. All right. Yes, you can rebuild them. Yes, there'll be a revenue stream, but Star Wars is a great example. That Star Wars that guaranteed $1 or $2 billion at the box office every 2 or 3 years is gone. Never coming back. You've got your hardcore Star Wars fans left, and I mean hardcore. You alienated half of them. Half of them. Getting rid of the EU, this High Republic shit. So, yeah, it'll always bring in some money. It'll always be there. It'll be about as relevant as G.I. Joe and Transformers is right now. So it's got its fans. People love it. But it's just another franchise now. And you paid $4 billion to squeeze some blood out of the turnip for a few years. Well, that's dumb. This is something that should have lasted you a lifetime. If you leave Cali, the internet can pay, the internet money can buy 3 times more. Cronin, I know. I was preparing to leave Cali. Now I am absolutely, utterly stuck here. Because my house, well, I don't know. I haven't checked my house value yet. I live in one of the most stable home value markets in the country. Outside of New York. But I think we're almost on par now. Absolutely the most stable, like no matter what happens, homes are worth money in San Francisco because they don't build homes here. They just flat out, if you want to build a house, you better knock one down. There's no room. And I took a hit, but a lot of people have. I'm not crying about it. I would have loved to have moved, but you know what? Who could have guessed this was going to happen? Carl's Rants and Reviews for $2. Do you remember a cool comic called Death's Head? Yes. Is it Doctor Who canon? I was asked that the other day. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. It's more canon than Jodie Whittaker. Do you like Marvel What If, and what is your favorite? I love Marvel What If. Atomic Portal, and my favorite was What If Elektra Had Not Been Killed. That was by Frank Miller. Or the What If Jean Grey Had Not Died. Greetings, Gary. What are your thoughts on The Waters of Mars? Tennant plays it brilliantly and taps into that mystery fury of the Time Lord at the end. Eric Stuller, for $10, that's the one time we got a peek at his true self. You know, he's always got a facade up, like always. Kind of like how Superman's always restraining his powers. That's what the Doctor is doing as well. And that's when we did get a peek. Could you imagine Jodie Whittaker even attempting something like that? I mean, she is not in anybody's league. She doesn't have the acting range at all. She didn't deserve this part, and she ruined it. With the help of Chris Chibnall. R.I.P. Doctor Who. You can run all the old Doctor Who you want. All you're making people do is miss old Doctor Who, and it makes your new Doctor Who look worse. BBC America tried to catch on to that, and nobody watched. Sebastian Anna for $2. Hashtag Donnie down. Hashtag Mateo up. That's right. That's right. Drury Nitpicker for $9.99. Imagine no Hollywood. Oh, imagine no Hollywood. It's easy if you try. No SJWs below us. Above us, only normal people and sky. Imagine no... Oh, I can't say that word, dude. I can't say the word. P to the E to the D to the O to the S. Telling me how to live. You may say I'm a Yahtzee, but I'm actually a Jew. Drury Nitpicker. The rabbi, Svi Lebetkin. Svi, he's out there. What's up, Svi? They've called him a Nazi. They've called a rabbi a Nazi. I said Nazi. Now it's screwed, so I might as well say it. Imagine no pedos telling me how to live my life. I sang it almost as good as Gal Gadot. Michael Berg for 500. Whoa! Dude! I didn't notice that till now. Sorry to scream in the mic, everybody. Sorry about that. My apologies. For the comic shop fund, Michael Berg gives $500. That is too much, Michael. $500. Well, I'm gonna, Michael. Hang on, I'm getting my notebook out. I want you to email me. If you don't mind me knowing it, if you got a P.O. box, if you don't mind me knowing your address, I want to send you something. So Michael Berg, email me at gary@nerdrotic.com. I have a gift for you. Thank you. Wow. That is unbelievable. And yeah, Michael, make sure you email me, gary@nerdrotic.com. I have something cool for you. I'll send it to you. Adam Wolford, I have a few cool things I'll send to you. Adam Wolford for $2, including, wait, where is it? I mean, listen, this will be one. And then I got some stuff. I got some comics I'm going to send you too. Adam Wolford for $2. Also, add some Warhammer 40K and fantasy. I will have Warhammer 40K in the store. I'll just have to hire somebody who knows it. Thank you, Adam. Tracy Wilborn for $5. I don't know if I'm a carton or a hate. I don't know if I'm a carton or hate or wedge of spite, but I'm definitely a dairy product gone bad. This is Tracy Wilborn. Yes. Well, yeah. Star Trek is too, and so is Star Wars. So is comic books. Quibi is out and it's bad. You are the best, G-Man. Yes, Jeff Green. Oh, I'm so happy Quibi is out. And listen, I don't mean to mention, no, there's a certain YouTuber out there who likes it, and it probably didn't even see it for what it is. Quibi is supposed to compete with us. It's Hollywood directly competing with us. And there is hundreds of millions of dollars invested into this. And somebody, I mean, I hope somebody from Quibi who was an investor is watching this live stream. You wasted your money. If you would have talked to me for 5 minutes, I could have talked you out of that for free. I don't need a lunch, nothing. We could have talked via email. I would have saved you all of that money. You just burnt that money. It will never beat YouTube because YouTube's free. Quibi is not. YouTube has a lot of people who are real. Quibi is just more of the same shit that Hollywood has been giving us for fucking 20 years, except in 10-minute bite size. I mean, do you think it's the 10-minute thing? Do you really think, did you really invest hundreds of millions of dollars and think it's just the 10-minute thing? Hate to burst your bubble. The 10-minute thing went by the wayside a long time ago. Most of my videos are well over 10 minutes. Mahler does 2-hour videos, millions of views. Critical Drinker does 30, 40, 20-minute videos, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. The 10-minute thing isn't it. Sorry. God, people are dumb. People are fucking dumb. This is how we get SJW bullshit. This is how we get woke shit. I will buy the new Warriors only if they're fighting the Bubba Ninjas. Pink force fields versus shotguns. Comic gold. Hell yeah, comic liberator. If it was a parody, it would be funny. But one look at Kibblesmith. That's not a parody. By the way, let's check in, shall we? You want to check in? Let's check in at Marvel New Warriors trail. Let's see if we hit 200,000. Oh, we did it. Yes, we did. We have hit 200,000, ladies and gentlemen. You should be proud of yourself. 200,000 dislikes. 200,000 dislikes. Here we go. There we go. Be proud of yourself. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look. It's a Red Letter Media video that's going to be next. And then it's followed by another Red Letter Media video. But at least Dave Cullen's in there. You can see who I subscribe to. See, there's quartering. There's quartering. That's Star Wars Girl. There's the Burnett Work. There's Tim Cass, Bird of Prey 5, Lauren Chen, Comic Artist Pro Secret, Clownfish TV. I don't subscribe to goddamn freaking news. Not interested. I don't want to tell you why. Well done, ladies. I just want to applaud you all. I could not be prouder of you. This is a momentous occasion. Give yourselves a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at Daniel Kibblesmith. Oh, hey, Dave Cullen. Sorry about that.
This conflict, instead of I'd be interested in doing a New Warriors tie-in that actually poses them as the authority figures in this conflict instead of the rebels, and I really liked the tension of that.
I really like the attention.
Because the New Warriors.
There we go. Daniel Kibblesmith, ladies and gentlemen, creator of the comic book that got 200,000 downvotes on YouTube. You know, it's nice to know that we have some normalcy in the world. We do. In these hard times, we got a little normalcy. Hell yeah. Daniel Kibblesmith. GW has their own television and animation studio. It's separate from Disney and their comics division. So is it immune for now? What's GW? The Iron Mega. I've heard that there was problems with GW. Is that Games West Workshop? I don't know, man. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. But if it is, I've heard there was problems. I heard somebody super chat the other day saying that they were starting to have problems. Robert Levy, again, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I hit 200,000 while I was live on the air. Yes. Robert Levito for $2. A bunch of unicorns. That's right. The nerdicorns are here. We're going to take back the unicorn, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're not. We never had it. Flavius Alicanther for 10 pounds. Hail, Gary. Perhaps not to gloat, but they have earned it. Not all, but the Wades, the Simones, etc. Like the VAs in Anaheim and the hack did I say Anaheim? In anime. Like the VAs in anime and hack writers. Karma is coming for them all, and it's cathartic to boot. It is. Karma's a bitch. And it doesn't discriminate, and it doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. And the comic book creators who have abused fans have done it with no consequence whatsoever. And they were arrogant as frack about the whole thing. So no, I mean, the fact that Gail Simone has her tail between her legs. I mean, here's the reality. Gail Simone is not going to get work again. She was already being whittled out of the industry because she treated people like crap. We'll see if she does an editor like she did. AVS told the story of her doing this editor just wrong and ghosting him. And then The editor had to fire her, and then she made a stink about it on Twitter, and then that guy had to rehire her, and it was all her fault. And she's a nasty piece of work. Welcome to YouTube, Gail. Welcome. You know what? You want to stick out all the branches? Mark Wade, Gail Simone, all of y'all. They need to start with sincere apologies. And none of this third person on my platform. You got a YouTube channel. Fire up that camera. Start saying you're sorry. And you got to fucking mean it. And if you can't do it, then go away. If you can't be human enough to recognize your mistake, especially when like your life depends on it right now. Your career depends on it. Hollywood, comic book shops, some comic book shops, comic book industry. You guys got it wrong. You got us wrong. You got the whole damn thing wrong. You misread the tea leaves. Stop doubling down. Just admit you were wrong and move on about your life. And make funny books. Or don't. I care not. Like Larry's Comics said, "Oh, comics hurt Gary." How? He's trying to belittle. He's stretching. The fact of the matter is, if I was Larry's, I'd be scared shitless right now, which he probably is. So he's probably looking for somebody else to blame or chirp at. And listen, Larry, sincerely, YouTubers should be the last of your fucking worries, bud. I showed that earlier. I wanted to put that on display. I'll do it again. Give me a moment. Because I want to show you what part of the problem is, and it's this. This is part of the biggest part of the damn problem, and it's sad. It's comic shops. It's comic shops. So this is a response. Aw, comics hurt Gary, so now he's going to twist the truth and make some rage videos. Adorable. Oh, he's belittling me. Listen, Puddin'. Comics didn't hurt me. I got a lot of enjoyment out of comics. They made me a lot of money, and comics mean nothing to me now as far as new comics. Nothing. I don't get angry or sad or mad or happy or anything. They are nothing to me. They're a fart in the wind. Because of enabling retailers who decided to crawl up the ass of a zealous celebrity that meant more to them than their customers. Because those Marvel and DC creatives, let me tell me if this is a twisted truth or a truth that's difficult to hear. Marvel and DC creators have insulted your customers, Larry. Your customers, not mine. Yours. Some of your customers are probably Republican. Some of your customers are probably libertarian. Some of your customers are probably centrists. Marvel and DC creators have told them to fuck off recently, within the last month. Some within the last 72 hours. One of your peers in the retailing industry threatened EVS with physical violence. Do you support that? I don't see you disavowing that shit, but I see you on EVS and on me on every video. Or is it just because they believe your politics? You can't look past your own personal politics to make money or to maybe understand people have another side. That's incredibly selfish for somebody as old as you. So I want your shop to do great. I don't want anything to happen to your shop. You've been around a long time. Been following me on Twitter a long time. Don't worry about me, Larry. Larry, you know what? When you see Gail Simone or anybody's popping off at a customer, call them out. Call them out every fucking time until they stop doing it. You guys had the power. You retailers had the power to do something about it, and a lot of you didn't. You sat in your hands. I know a bunch of you, because you're emailing me now, felt the way I did. But you kind of felt powerless, and I understand. Diamond never listens. Marvel never listens. DC only listens to a few of you. I get it. I was there. Now, I didn't crawl up the ass of artists and writers, so I wasn't all connected with everybody. I wasn't. No, I was connected with my customers. That's all I needed to be connected with. Don't be an enabler, Larry. And by the way, that says larryscomics.net, and that ends up in my mentions. You know what? A lot of people in my mentions buy comic books. Damn good customers. Owen W. for $2. Did you see the guy's $500 donation? I sure did. And I can't believe it. I think that's the biggest one I've ever gotten. Yes, it is the biggest one I've ever gotten. So again, I'm gonna shout him out. Michael Berg, please email me at GaryNerdrotic.com. I have gifts for you. Exclusive stuff, like cool stuff. James Andrews, thank you for being a member at the protomolecule level. Doc Holiday 0507, I'll be your Huckleberry at the Geologia level. Welcome. Professor Thascalus for $1.49 gives me a nerdicorn. A big rainbow penis nerdicorn. Thank you, the master. Roger Delgado. Hail, Roger Delgado. May he rest in peace. The best master ever. The Legion of Reason is a member at the protomolecule level. Yes. Zero Fever is a member at the protomolecule level. Hell yeah. Thursday, you're getting a member stream. Jeremy Joestar for $5. Comics has always been political. Lately, it has been swinging in one direction only, and anyone who disagrees is always labeled something. Yeah. Troy Tempest for Australian $5. $5. Good morning, Gary. 0800 here in Australia. You know you have a $500 super chat? Yes, I do. Holy shit. Yeah, I feel, it makes you feel, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. This is all weird. This is all surreal, folks. I'm just a regular Joe. I'm an idiot with a microphone and an internet connection. I didn't expect any of this to happen. Now, I mean, there's a lot of examples of how anybody can make it. So if you want to try this and have fun, go for it. I mean, if Jarbo can make it on this platform, anybody can make it on this platform. Trust me. Callisto 836 for $5 Canadian. After being disappointed with Star Trek Discovery and Picard, I'm rewatching TNG and DS9, and I'm telling myself this is Star Trek. That is Star Trek. The new stuff is fake Trek. Hashtag fake Trek. Just like Doctor Who ended, for me at the 50th anniversary. Greg Burnett for £10. Gary, for nearly 40 years, I've longed for someone to remake Blake 7. If it ever is remade, what do you think the probability is that it'd be a pile of woke injected trash? Craig, my bad. If they remake it this year, if they remake it in the next 5 years, it's 100% certainty. Well, maybe not. If they made it in 2019, talk to me again in 6 to 8 months, because I think things are changing. I hope they remake it. I do. If it'd be nice if somebody competent was in charge. Mr. Snickers with a Spock avatar, I like that. $10. Deplorable, subject of grief, lamentable, worthy of disapproval and censorship. Seems more apt now than in 2016. Thanks for doing what I cannot. Rewatch Star Trek Picard. I'm working my way through it. You'll see it. It's going to come out. I'm going to do my very best to eviscerate that show. I don't know if I'm going to pull it off. You guys will decide. You are the ultimate authority on that. So I'll do my best. I'm angry at that show. I'm legitimately angry. But I'm going to try to just dial up my snark. My snark level will be dialed up. Shart Trek pooped hard. I like that. Darth Bredicus for $2. Shart Trek pooped hard. The Big Red Bear for $5 Canadian. David Icke, the lizards. Yes. Well, you know what the lizard, yeah, we don't want to get into David Icke is, he's woo-woo. Stargate 404 for $5. Did you see Angry Joe's Picard review? Also, I want to give a shout out to Michael Berg for his $500 super chat, especially given the times. Yeah, Michael Berg, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm going to shout you out on Twitter too. Whew. Wow. So, Angry Joe. I agree with this assessment on Picard. I don't want to start beefs. I really don't. I doubt he watches my reviews. Let's just say Angry Joe and I have come to a lot of the same conclusions, especially the soccer ball. Now, he has every right. I think he's Latino. So I thought Rios, I mentioned this in the review I did live after the show, and I mentioned it on the Inquisition, that was the most racist shit, is you gave the Latino a soccer ball to thwart the bad, to not basically beat the bad guy with a soccer ball, a fucking soccer ball. Why didn't you give him a wrench and a bandana while you're at it and have him holding a burrito in one of his hands? Like, what the fuck, Kurtzman? It was so on the nose. And this is the thing. There are many, many rumors about Akiva Goldsman's mouth. As far as like his language and what he used, there is a rumor out there, I'm going to fucking say it, that I've heard that he called somebody from the alphabet community the letter F in the alphabet and has done it multiple times. Yet he gets work over and over again because he's got the right belief system, which is kiss ass, kiss the ass, kiss that corporate ass, suck on that corporate knob, do whatever you need to do. Fuck creativity. Fuck Star Trek. I just need to make something. Akiva Goldsman is as bad as Kurtzman. He fucked up Titans. That guy's terrible. How does he keep getting work? Step aside. You want a white male to step aside? Step aside, Akiva Goldsman. I'm sure there's a woman out there that's a million times better than you. As a matter of fact, I know it, and they're probably in the chat. Stargate 404 for $5. Thank you. And as far as Angry Joe himself, he's got a lot of interesting takes that sound super, super familiar. But listen, it is on the nose. Kurtzman's on the nose. So I can see how both of us arrived at the same conclusion, and so did Critical Drinker and other people as well. I mean, it sounds familiar to Critical Drinker stuff, not Critical Drinker. Got it from the other side. Let me make sure. You got to speak correctly. Somebody could half hear that and think I would never, ever insult my friend, the Critical Drinker, one of the best YouTubers on this platform. Angry Joe, I don't know much about. I don't play games. I know he's a Channel Awesome dude. And I know Razor Fist fucking destroyed him in a video. That was funny. But it was, you know what? Yeah, I like Razor Fist. I do. Loquacious Primate for $5. Ethics and politics intersect, but political positions are forged through practical alliances, while ethical positions are derived from moral concepts. Yeah, I mean, Loquacious Primate, that's a very academic response, and I agree with that, but I also cut through the bullshit. You're conflating morality with the political position. So they'll intersect on an individual issue basis. What I'm saying is they're saying that because they're against racism, being against racism is a position of the Democrats, insinuating that the Republicans are for it. That's what they're saying. Let's just come out and fucking say it. That's what they're saying. They're saying we're against racism because the Republicans are for it. That's what they mean by politics. It's a lie. Obviously, you got to state the obvious here on YouTube. Went to a hospital, left disgusted without being treated. Not diverse enough, says 200 Watt Studio. Too soon, 200 Watt Studio for $5. Our hospitals are empty. But we have very low cases here. Siffy Freak for $2. Thanks for your help with my story. You're welcome. You're welcome. Was it a help today? Was it help today or was it previous? Remind me in the chat, Siffy Freak. ZenFit VOD for $4.99. Hail Gary. Polly here, a friend of Bill. Hell yeah, Bill W. As a small business owner, I'd love what you're doing, man. Pick a fine comic book store. Frodo lives. I will. I mean, the first thing I'm going to do when this is, okay, so hopefully this, man, I don't know. I don't know if people could go 6 months. We'll just say, I don't know. I think that's, yeah, we'll see. I'll see if somebody's selling one. That'll be probably the first thing I do. I'll try to find something low rent. And it's got to be a good destination location. Those are hard to find here, man. That's the hard thing. It's parking lots and stuff like parking lots are unheard of. Parking lot. Come on. Frodo lives. The Big Red Bear for 20 Canadian dollars. The free market and private industry has serious problems rebuilding things that the public use. They aren't profitable. They need demand more so than rich people. This is not an argument that shouldn't. This is not an argument that you shouldn't have rich people. The Big Red Bear for Canadian $20. I'm sorry, wrong. I disagree. The free market. I'll give you an example. I mean, you're from Canada, so it might be a little different up there. I'll give you a free market argument from right here in the Bay Area. There was a bridge that was burned out by a bus in 2003. That bridge was a major access point to San Francisco, California. The company, the state was planned on 1 year. It was going to take 1 year to fix this bridge. Now they side contracted out some people, but it's basically state employees, California state employees. They estimated 1 year and the bridge was going to be $1 billion. Somebody actually used their brains for in Oakland, California, of all places, and decided to reach out to private industry. That bridge was done in under a month. Under a month for half the money. So I don't know how it works in Canada, my friend. I don't, because I don't live there. But the way things work here, and I'm not going to I'll get in that debate on Nerdrotic Live during the Exozone. But no. The government's good for some things. I'm not all anti-government. I like my roads being built. I like my fucking street lights working. That's about all I want them doing, though. I pretty much want them out of my lives for most everything. Take one trip to the California DMV, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Bigas 169. Theaters, same fate. Comic stores theaters, same fate. Comic stores for not complaining. Bigas 169 for $2. I don't know. Theaters, same fate. Comic stores for not complaining. So the theaters are having the same fate because they didn't complain? Probably. I don't think the theaters were prepared. Well, for one, look at how many companies we have that weren't prepared to shut down for a little while. You're going to see a complete shift in American companies because they have been running on razor thin margins. You can't fucking do that. And American households, you can't fucking do that. Believe me, I know a lot of people are. And I am for something radical. You know, I listen, I'm not, I'm an by the issue person. So I'm not like all on one side. I don't like having my political scorecard filled out because this is an extreme situation. We're going to need an extreme answer, which means resetting the economy, forgiving a lot of debt. All right. I guess. Sure. I'm open to anything that makes people happier and gets this thing going, gets this free market economy going. CMDRJ. But you know what? There's going to be a lot of fucking changes. There's a lot of countries like Canada that benefit from us. Benefit greatly from us. I mean, the world's changing. The world's changing. Commander J for $2 Canadian. Hail. And I love Canada. I can't wait to go up there. I want to go to Montreal. I do. My wife went to Montreal and went there. Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see what fucking happens. But the theaters, AMC going that quick. Now, again, that wasn't bankruptcy. It's coming. But I think before AMC announces anything, they're going to see what kind of bailout that they're possibly going to get. And, there's a difference between the mass bailout and a little one that every company's getting. That bail out small business all day long, please. What if Batfleck was in the Nolan movies? I think it would be great. Cesar Sosa, I'm going to say something that might be controversial. I don't think you would notice a difference. Honestly, if Batfleck was if Ben Affleck was Bruce Wayne in the Nolan films, they would still be as good. I love Christian Bale. I do. I think he's a brilliant method actor, but his Bruce Wayne was not his best work. I love Nolan Batmans. I own them all. I don't like the third one very much. I don't. Because I thought Batman was a giant pussy in that one. And it was just not Batman. I liked Tom Hardy's Bane. And I like parts of it. But Batman's a giant quitter in that movie, and I can't stand it. Sorry. I know that gets some people mad, but that's how I felt when I saw it, and I still feel to this day. This is a guy who went on a fucking mission for his parents. And I know some people deny this, but he lost his girlfriend. They didn't even have kids. They weren't even married. And I know he was laying low, but then why did he get all skinny? And it's just bullshit. It was bullshit. But I still find, I still watch the movie. It's too bad what happened to Heath Ledger. It is. But the first two are fucking genius. Genius movies that I would watch right now. Absolutely right. And I love Nolan. I can't wait for Tenet to come out. I don't know if it's delayed or not, but can't wait for Tenet. Yeah, there's only 2 Nolan movies I don't like. I remember watching Memento and just going, this guy's going to be a superstar. This is a great film. I freaking love Memento. What if Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires? So good. King Carl, all the what ifs were good. That's why it was so disappointing to see that the first What If animated show on Disney Plus was going to be What If Captain America was a girl? And it's like, fuck off. Do What If number 1. What if Spider-Man was in the Fantastic Four? But they had to do What If for the MCU. I know, whatever. But that's the first one you go to? How about you go to What If Black Widow lived? Lady Gravemaster for $2. Much respect. You missed several super chats though. Lady Gravemaster, I always go back up when I swing down. I know I get reminded of that. And it's just, I always go back up. Once I hit the bottom, I go right back up. So it's not really missed. I passed them up, but I'll swing back around. J-Lo Flicks for $2. Hubris, letteth, stupidity, and failure always follows. Thank you for the $2. Atomic Portal for £5. Follow up to Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Deadpool kills the new Warriors. There's no safe space to hide. Then at the end, he goes for kibble. I'd probably read that. That'd be one Deadpool comic I read. Mark Littlewood for $4.99. Kibblesmith and Company. It's so much better that people think you're a fool. Yep. Than it is that open your mouth so they don't know for sure. Yes, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's kind of a hard thing to do on YouTube. So you just get it out of the way. You just go, I'm a fool to begin with, and then we're fine. Drake is 6 for $5. It's Kibblesmith to your sailor. I wear 200,000 nuts down votes as a soy boy badge of honor. Even my wife's boyfriend thinks I am awesome, says Drake is 6. Ha ha. The Zeophobic 73 channel for £2. Hi, Gary. Love the channel, my dude. Thank you very much. The Zeophobic 73 channel. Cheers. Mark Smith for $2. They turned Picard into a fembot. Hashtag Fatrek. Yes. Somebody insinuated he was a bottom on Friday Night Tights. Ethan Hunt for $24.99. Hail, Gary. You make the WFH certainly productive and always awesome. Have you ever read the Archaeofuturism? No, the Archaeofuturism. No, I've never even heard of it, Ethan. I'll check it out. Pretty similar to what's happening right now. Keep rocking. Thanks. So I'll definitely check it out then. Jobo's Rum for $9.99. To quote Kate's, realizing he is on the air with EVS is, he did it like 5 times. Like you did it like 20, Jobu, but he did it like 5 times. You're right. Stargate 404 for $5. On Friday Night Tights, you asked if Warhammer 40K and fantasy was more than games. There's book series and audio dramas. Heresy books is what got me into it. Yeah. Thanks, Stargate 404. Yeah, somebody did answer that. Per audia ad ignotum. Per audia ad. Thank you, Stargate 404 for $5. Start Warhammer fans, man. Warhammer fans, passionate. Ben Affleck is not Batman. Also, remember, in space, no one can hear you beat a dead horse. Ben Affleck is not Batman. No, he's not Batman anymore. You're right. But Ben Affleck was a good Batman. He was a very good Batman. Christian Bale was a good Nolan Batman, but he was not Batman. Too skinny, too little, and that voice was stupid. It was jarring to listen to that. But that's the greatness of Nolan, because I can still call it one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time with that horrible voice. Pray to me. Picard was replaced with the identical Picard A. Clint Matthews for $2. Picard is dead. Picard is dead. You copy somebody's imprint, he's a copy. He's not Picard. Picard died. They're stupid. Morons are running a science fiction show, and that's what happens when you get derpy, tarred morons running a science fiction show. Hey, man, I'm Michael Chabon. Nah. We killed Picard and then copied him, and he's still alive. It's like, no, he's not. That's some dipshit Berkeley logic right there. All right, we're going to roll back up now. Hello, good sir. If you could watch any halted movie right now, which one would you pick? Just one. Any halted movie right now? What got pushed back that I was bummed out about? Oh, you're going to hate this one. Morbius. It's just delayed, though. It's not halted, but Morbius. I wanted to see Morbius really bad. Now, apparently, we're going to get a Venom 2 trailer like today or tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to see some carnage. And I have said this before, as a comic book fan, I look more forward to Sony freaking superhero movies than anything else now. Because I think they'll just be straight up comic book movies without the woke shit. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm going back up here. And this is why I wait till the end, Lady Gravemaster, because there's a long period of silence while you look through. I guess I finally found another way to look at the super chats. It's through the old studio though, so that's going away. This is like the only way you can read them right now. It's freaking terrible. It jumps on you. I am Snowflame. I read that one. Talk amongst yourselves for a couple minutes, folks. I got to get up to this Wheel of Time series. I'm not seeing I missed any there, Lady Greymaster. I'm going to refresh it. Hang on. I got the ones from earlier on. Sorry, folks. Read that. My story. Read that one. Hang on. Read that. Casual Gamer. Do you mean Star Wars Theory or Star Wars Explained? Asked Violet Science for $5. I meant Star Wars Theory. Or is it Star Wars Explained? Which one's, hang on. I'll go look. I barely know the difference between the two. It's the guy whose wife dressed him up. Maybe that's Star Wars Explained. I mean, what's the difference? Honestly, what's the difference? They're both pretty shilly. Let's see. Yeah, Star Wars Explained. Did I say Star Wars Theory? No, Star Wars Theory is the guy who I had more people watching my live stream than his on the night Rise of Skywalker came out. Star Wars Explained is the guy who talked about the Great Disaster. But I'm sure they talk about the same shit, right? One of them made a fan film, and now he's doing the Rule of Two with Collider, right? But yeah, Violent Science, Star Wars Theory, Star Wars Explained, same thing to me. I don't see the difference. The Great Disaster. It's two channels that talk about the one thing all the time. Boring. The Great Disaster. How creative. How creative. The Great Disaster. Oh, I think you meant to say, whoa, how creative. Okay, I got you. John Ellis Bush. Yes, The Great Disaster. I did read that one. 2 questions. I read that one. I'm trying to look for the ones. If pop in, let me know in the chat if you, yeah, because we're losing tons of people. This is why. Sorry, folks. If I missed one, if you think I missed one, hit at Nerdrotic. Star Wars Theories tries to be positive and doesn't dig into anybody if he can. Draco, that's categorically false. Sorry, Draco. Talk to Jeremy about that one. Yeah. He was for a while, but then he started whinging out about us towards the end. No, towards the end of Fall of Skywalker, we saw a lot of true colors. If you like him, that's fine. You can like him. I don't give a shit. But yeah, he was ripping all of us towards the end there. And there's other things. He just doesn't get the fandom menace. All we do is rage click and rage farm. Yeah, Draco, that's calling people out. And I saw that for myself because people sent me the audio clips. And that was Star Wars Theory. not Star Wars Explained. Star Wars Explained just blocks people on Twitter. I don't care. They can both exist and talk about the fucking, talk about the High Republic all they want and do the rule of two and talk about the Clone Wars because that's about all you're going to get. And when The Mandalorian comes back, hopefully it's good. Robert Rodriguez is directing a couple. I'm sure we're going to get a very Robert Rodriguez experience with The Mandalorian. Maybe more of a Spy Kids experience than a From Dusk Till Dawn. I prefer the From Dusk Till Dawn, Robert Rodriguez. Yeah. No, he's thrown shade. Not at me personally, but at my friends. Okay, so Lady Gravemaster, I saw one that I missed, but Lady Gravemaster, I'm not seeing these ones that I've missed. Now, maybe you're seeing something I can't on my side. But did I notify YouTube? Was it bad? Terminator Chronicles. Yeah. So I'm going to have to run through this afterwards and I'll have to do a super chat square up. So my apologies. If I missed anything, I'm not seeing anything I missed. But it might not be there and I've refreshed it twice. Now what happens here on YouTube is this list that I use. I'll show it to you. Show it to you real quick. Sometimes doesn't throw everyone in there and I don't know what to say about that. But here, I'll show it to y'all just so you know what I'm talking about. Whoops. Hang on. There we go. There you go. So that is that. And it goes up and down. And I've read all those. So sorry, folks, if I did miss one, I will read them off tomorrow. There is a super chat square up from Friday that I've already recorded that will be on the channel at a couple hours. We'll just say a couple hours after this one, and then I'll throw this up in the morning. Yeah, I get a little salty when I hear about channels that when people say Draco's. I don't mean to disagree with you, man, but like I saw the guy like talk shit, which is fine. He could talk shit. But then he comes off like, I'm one of those people who's like, I'm just trying to like be cool with both communities. But then he like whinges out and talks shit about the Fandom menace, calling us rage farmers. And the thing is, we are genuinely upset about Star Wars. We were genuinely upset about the direction it was going. And we said something about it instead of, I don't know, sucking on the knob of Disney. And we were genuine with our audience, and that's why our audiences grew. That's it. We didn't put a spell on anyone because when Star Wars Theory says that, Draco, when he says something like that, he means you're a dumb shit. He's calling you a dumb shit. Okay. And I don't appreciate that. I don't think you're a dumb shit, Draco. I think you're a smart guy. I think everybody in the audience is smart. But when you say that rage farmers are just doing it for clicks and their audiences are just being suckered in, that's Star Wars Theory calling you all a dumbass. That we're some brilliant thing, that we're putting a spell over you. No, we're not. We're speaking the truth. You like it or you don't. You know what? Some people go between. That's where, Star Wars Theory, being a big YouTuber, should understand that. Should understand that he might be unintentionally offending some of his audience. For a fact, I know people who watch him, Star Wars Explained, watch me, watch Jeremy. They watch it all and they enjoy it all. They watch Campia. So, yeah. And like, I doubt Star Wars Theory watches any of my shit. But again, somebody sent me the audio. I listened to the rant that went on for like 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah. And you know what? When Star Wars Explained went after Jeremy, it was right around the time that Jeremy, I believe, passed him up in subs and was getting more traction. And that's what it's got to do with. It has nothing to do with fucking Star Wars. Zero. It's got everything to do with the channel that just passed you up. Sorry. Connect with your audience. It's going to happen to all of us. Okay? Connect with your audience. It doesn't mean you can't exist. I don't care if you like Star Wars or not. Fine, go ahead and like Star Wars. I didn't ruin it. Anna didn't ruin it. Jeremy didn't ruin it. Okay? Fucking Ryan Johnson ruined it. Kathleen Kennedy ruined it. Jar Jar Abrams ruined it. Get mad at them. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's just some advice. That's all. That's all. I didn't ruin comics. I didn't ruin Doctor Who. EVS didn't ruin comics. Tom Brevoort ruined comics. Gail Simone ruined comics. Dan Slott ruined comics. Mark Wade ruined comics. Anybody who enabled that shit ruined comics. Tired of hearing that shit. I really am. But if you want to, you just keep on saying it. Keep on spurging out, and I will respond in kind. But no. That's probably you know what? At the time it happened, I blew it off. I blew it off because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what Star Wars Theory thinks about anything or Star Wars Explained. I reviewed his Darth Vader video. I thought it was good. And he really liked us when we were pumping up his video, and then he didn't. And that's fine. Because he wants to go work at Disney, and good. I mean, he spent so much time working for it. Like, personally, I wouldn't make a fan film. I would make a film of my own original material. Especially when you're putting that much, for one, maybe if you come up with something, you can make money and somebody options it and you can like make a living off it. Can't make a living making fan films. You can't. Somebody else owns it. You will never own it. So is it an audition? Okay, that's cool. I can see that. Do you want to work for Star Wars right now? Like, honestly, I saw his fan film. It's really good. I think he's more talented than that. He should probably go somewhere else because he would just be making, Karen Jedi shorts, her and her little land speeder picking up her little Padawans at soccer practice. Little Padawan Dakota and little Padawan Cody getting picked up by Karen. On the way to the Mos Eisley Costco. It's a trap, Productions. Oh, hang on. I thought that was you. That was an old super chat. Now it's like rolling on me. Ben Affleck. Okay, I read that one. Clint Matthews. Picard was replaced with an identical Picard A. That's right. Final film comment for $5. Hello, good sir. If you could watch any halted movie right now, I read that one. Sorry. And I answered Morbius. If Heath Ledger didn't pass away, do you think they would have brought him back for the third film? Sir Pete, New York, $9.99. They had plans for him. I don't know how big the plans were, but yes, they had to rewrite the third film because he died. So, yes, I think they absolutely would have brought him back. What are we kidding? Now, I'm talking about the initial response I heard before he died, that they were planning on having him in it, but it was going to be like half the movie or something. Of course they would have brought him back. Because if you would have lived, that still was a legendary performance. It's so fucking tragic. Goddamn opioids suck. Fuck them. Loquacious Primate. I agree. It is important to distinguish moral sensibility from political affiliation. The desire to conflate them becomes an appeal to map potentially immoral ideas and dishonest ones onto political opponents. Absolutely. It's a way of, it's a lie. It's a lie. Lady Grandmaster, did you see the Honor Blackman passed? Yes, I mentioned it in the first super chat. Lady Grandmaster, thank you. Bounding into Comics had an article on it. Bond has fallen so far since her amazing portrayal as Pussy Galore. Pussy Galore. The late Pussy Galore. She was so hot. Lady Grandmaster. Yeah. So Honor Blackman has passed, and that was part of the first super chat from earlier on. Thank you, Lady Grandmaster, and rest in peace, Honor Blackman. You a true lady of Hollywood, a true woman. and had a good long life. And we're not going to get Bond movies like that anymore. All right, so I'm going to run. It's been fun. It's been 3 hours. I meant to go 2, but it's been 3. If I missed a super chat, I will catch it tomorrow. My most sincere apologies. Sorry, I get fired up when I hear the Star Wars shit because I just get pissed. Because here's why. They were calling us ists and phobes. Does this sound familiar? They were calling us ists and phobes for 2 fucking years. And it turns out we were right. And instead of agreeing with us, they move the goalposts and start complaining about the Fandom menace. Like the Fandom menace did this shit. It's a hashtag. It's a hashtag. But you know who was complicit? Channels who weren't being honest with their audiences. I'll just leave that there. Do you really like it? Or you're defending it? It's not that bad. Yeah, it is. It really is. Star Wars is a very strong brand. The fact that it's still alive right now shows you how strong it is. And it's all based on the original trilogy. It's not the prequels, folks. It's not the games, anything else. It's that OG trilogy. That's what will keep it alive forever because they're fucking good. But listen, you can have Star Wars. You can have it. It's yours. I will not make a video. I could give 2 shits. I will not make a review of Mandalorian. I don't care. It's a world I don't care about anymore. Lifelong fan. Lifelong. Decades. I mean, I hate to pull this out, but those guys were not alive when I was a Star Wars fan. Okay? They weren't alive when it came out. I was. I'm not a fan anymore. I'm not a fan anymore because it stopped being Star Wars a long time ago. So I'm sorry. If you want to like the thing that looks like Star Wars that's not really Star Wars, go ahead. Go right ahead. Make all the videos you want. Theorize where Karen came from. How Karen is the best of the best. I want to see the Star Wars Explained Karen is the best of the best video. Can't wait. Can't wait to miss that one. All right, everybody. Ciao. Thank you very much. Thank you to Nerdrotics. Thank you for all the super chats. I had a very good time. I got a little salty at the end, but it's the way it goes. And Draco, thank you again. And RR and Lady Greymaster for the wrench. And Mark Lizette, if you're out there, and Chris Persia, and anybody else who's out there. Matthew Matson, thank you very much. According to Christy. What's up, that Star Wars girl? Hi, Anna. I was just talking about you. I love Robert Rodriguez too, Anna. I think he's a fucking great director. Like, great director. I am a ginormous fan of Sin City. Ginormous fan of Sin City. So thank you again. I got to shout this out one more time. Fucking Michael Berg for a $500 super chat. Holy shit. So, and remember, like, I none of that stuff from Star Wars Theory Explained was directed towards me. None of it. But I saw everything that was directed towards my friends. I still see it. Yeah, it's the same thing that's going on in comics. Same thing that I've had to deal with Doctor Who and Star Trek Picard. It gets tiresome when people just can't admit the shit's bad. And more on that later. I got a Doctor Who video coming out later. So please enjoy the video that's out. I'm working on Star Trek Picard. I will be live again tomorrow. Remember, Thursday, Peter Samedi will be here, the publisher of Alterna Comics. Friday night, EVS, Friday Night Tights. Catch you later. Please enjoy some music. Ciao. Oh, and may the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Nerdrotic.com.
Bye, everybody. Be safe. Be good to each other. See you tomorrow.